Find your pasta, no clue, far from the land. Tottenham stranded in shadows, no man's land. Lost on the pitch, echoes in the night. Fans screaming loud, no end in sight. Shift the blame like drifting sand. Promises empty, no steady hand. Wandering clueless in the football nest. Wishing for a twist, but nightmares persist. Shift the blame like drifting sand. Promises empty, no steady hand. Wandering clueless in the football nest. Wishing for a twist, but nightmares persist. Where's the Leo who waited in vain? Pains us deeply every season the same. No direction, stumbling blind. Tottenham's lost its mind. Speechless, impressed, they're at the ground. No solutions, nowhere to be found. Fans on the side, hearts turned to stone. Stadium echoes a lonesome drone. Whispers in the air, they speak of change. Up on the horizon feels so strange. Question marks in every wayward pass. And close the future fading fast. Where's the Leo who waited in vain? Pains us deeply every season same. No direction, stumbling blind. Tottenham's lost its mind. Where's the Leo we waited in vain? Pains us deeply every season same. No direction, stumbling blind. Tottenham's lost its mind.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Tottenham Away, the best place to be in town. Post-match analysis. If you're a Spurs fan, if you're not a Spurs fan, you're welcome as well. As always, like this man down here, the Geordie, who's decided to join us. Big up. Thanks for being here. Smash a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. We've got almost 400 people in the chat already. We haven't even gone live, which is bonkers. Thanks for choosing to be here. We'll do our best to talk about tonight's game. Chaps. Chaps, we absolutely, I don't care what anybody says, we got away with that big time. We massively got away. We played Rangers B team. We had a strong team out tonight. The subs we brought on were strong subs. Other than Archie Gray at centre-back, we cannot be complaining about the team on that pitch. And they played us off the park for large portions of that game. People can talk about injuries. People can talk about the squad is thin, and people can talk about certain players shouldn't be in this club. That tactically and that as a performance is not on Levy and not on Enoch. I want Levy out, right? I want him gone. Get out of the club. I don't like you. I don't want you here. Go. But Ange Postecoglou is not free from blame. He is culpable as well. Look, let's quickly go around. Tell me what you think. For me, that's the same rubbish I've been seeing for God knows how long. The same stupid high line. The same silly exposure of space that we allow ourselves to be hurting. And, you know, again, a team that was a bit better in front of goal, a little bit more creative in the final third, they would have ripped us tonight. Absolutely ripped us. We've spent a lot of money, brought in about 13 players, and what I'm witnessing on the pitch is absolutely rubbish. It's rubbish to watch, man. So the sooner Ange goes for me, the better. But so's Lange, so's Levy, ENIC. I want all of them gone. Michael, how did you see that game? Because if I was a Rangers fan, I'd be gutted tonight we hadn't won that game. I genuinely would be gutted. I'd feel like a Coventry fan. The difference is Coventry lost. Rangers got something from it. So how are you feeling off the back of that game?
Same shit. Or sorry, same Tottenham, different day. Same, like, how do I put it right?
Same shit, different day.
Same shit, different day. So, but you know, you can substitute shit with Tottenham, right? It's basically the same right now. So yeah, it's like, what can I say, right? I was bored during the game. I was so bored. It wasn't even entertaining if you try to look at it from a neutral perspective. I think those were just like two blank average teams going at each other. You know, we got fucking dominated by Rangers. It's just embarrassing. It's sad. It's sad to watch that. It's not even like I'm not even angry about the performance. I'm just deeply saddened. And what else can I say? Oh yeah, I have to ask Steve one question, right?
No,
Steve. Which team do you support in the Europa League? Because I think you have like 3, right? So
just the 2.
Lazio, right?
I mean, Lazio. We've been smoking hot in the Europa League and the league. Yeah, but happy with that. But yeah, Rangers. Yeah.
If we play Lazio, I'm going to struggle to watch that game before.
Not only Lazio.
Oh, I would feel very confident. I'd feel very confident playing you guys.
Athletic Bilbao. I don't want to play them.
Man United, Frankfurt, Lyon.
Yeah.
In fact, guys, look at the table right now. Okay, Lazio's top, Athletic Bilbao second, Anderlecht Lyon third and fourth, Frankfurt 5th, Galatasaray 6th, Man United 7th, Rangers 8th. Do you feel confident we can beat any of those top 8? Because I don't. And we're not even in the automatic qualification anymore. Well, we weren't in it before. We were staying out of it for now.
No, I don't. I would not favor you over. I wouldn't favor you over 2 legs versus Galatasaray, Frankfurt, Lyon, maybe Anderlecht, but they've been. I've seen a few of their games. They've been pretty good. But Lazio and Lyon, no, I wouldn't favor you. I favor you against FCSB in like the 10th place.
Yeah.
But no, I'd be.
You know what the issue is that we have so. Oh, I can hear an echo. I don't know if it's from.
I think it's gone.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the issue with us is that we are so open defensively that we are always prone to just like conceding 2 or 3 goals. And when you play a team over 2 legs, right? Like, let's just an imaginary scenario. We play Lyon in like 1/8 or something, right? And we win 2-0 at home, and then we go away and get spanked 3-0 because this manager will never shut the shop up and just play for the result, right? This is the issue, right? So your question was proper, Stelios, right? Do I feel confident against any of those teams? Fuck no, right? This is the issue. And listen, I with all due respect, I should be confident against fucking Anderlecht or Rangers or Galatasaray, because if it was a proper team, even if we lost away like 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that, we should take it to our ground and win. Right, but unfortunately, as I gave you an example, right, and by the way, it works both ways. We can fucking win 2-0 away at Lyon and lose 3-0 at home, because like with this style of football, we are always prone to getting exposed.
It's bonkers to me. Eugene, listen, before I come to you and Steve, I want to bring Ian in only because I don't know how long his battery's going to last. He went to the game. We live from Scotland. We've got our reporter Ian Lubin in the field. Ian, how you doing, mate? That must be painful to watch. How did you watch that? I don't know.
I've got to tell you something. The atmosphere was fantastic. They are proper fans, proper singing. It was mental. I've not been in an atmosphere like that for a very long time. That was just superb.
They sounded good on TV. It sounded good on the TV.
Oh, it was mental. We played the same as we have done for the last few weeks, apart from City. No different. It wasn't a surprise. We weren't any better. We weren't any worse. I think there was one decent piece of football and we scored from it. But that's a hell of an atmosphere, to throw kids into. I thought the kids did well considering the atmosphere. I mean, it was mad. It was
Ian. Sorry to bring this up, but only one kid started that game. The rest were experienced football players.
I thought Bergvall did well when he came on. How did you guys? See it?
He looked good. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
Couple of sloppy passes, but he looked good.
He did.
Bergvall was all right. Sorry, Ian. I was just gonna say real quick. Bergvall looked decent coming on, but he never scared me or like, he's on the ball right now. They might score. I honestly, I thought we were gonna hold on to the 1-0, but I wasn't surprised. I said a draw before the game. Honestly, but go on, Ian. Go on.
I mean, listen. It's Forster kept us in the game, didn't they?
Big
that
time.
save. What a save! That was the most perfect save.
Yeah.
A couple of
I mean, we were down the other end. I mean, the guy skipped through brilliantly. Great save. It was point blank, wasn't it? You guys had a better view than we did.
Yeah, Dessers.
The striker could have done better, but take nothing away. It was a good save.
Not a surprise.
Yeah. I think again, Porro and Udogie, they should leave out on Sunday at Southampton. The guys, they're just knackered. They're just knackered, the two of them.
Porro and Udogie tonight got absolutely rinsed by those wingers. That Cerny. Oh my God, he had us on toast. On toast.
Very well.
But they gave him so much space, right? He was empty on the right, like what, 80% of the time.
But we say this every game.
It's funny.
Any winger that plays against us, he was good. Iwobi was good. Iwobi was brilliant against us.
Yeah. For real.
But the team were crying out for a target man. Before Solanke came on. We're short, aren't we? We're very short, and that's situation. But you know what?
Yeah, but
it was a poor performance.
Sorry, hold on a minute, Ian. 1 minute. They played their B team tonight, and we played a very strong team. We put a strong team on that.
Hang on.
Not our beat.
Yeah, I don't know where that.
How many did they leave out?
There was 3 left out.
There were 3 left out. Still, I'm with a Rangers fan. I'm in the car with the Belarus Rangers. He said there were 3 Rangers players left out.
All right, I'll rephrase it. They're already a beat. Whose phone is that?
Sorry? No, it's Harry's phone. I'm in the car. My pal's taking us back to the hotel.
Fair enough, Ian. The fact we're playing Rangers, that's already a B team, right? They're nowhere near the level of Tottenham. Okay,
I agree.
And then they leave 3 players out, and they play us off the park. Like, really?
So for me, the players aren't playing for Ange. They're not playing for him.
And Ange isn't managing for the players. Likewise, on the other flip end of that,
very noticeable.
This right now. Sorry, go on. My bad. Go on.
No, it's very noticeable. He didn't come over to the fans at the final whistle. He didn't.
Yeah, I was going to shout at him. Ooh, you think
he stayed well back.
Yeah, he has to stay back.
He made changes today, which did improve the team.
Oh yeah, I will say that.
I mean, the front 3 first half was. That was just horrendous. Wasn't it? That was stupid.
The amount of shots that you guys went over the bar, comfortably over the bar. Maddison had a freak. I think Basuma had a shot over the bar. And I just thought that was going to keep happening throughout the game. That was awful shooting. Absolutely terrible from you guys.
Well, listen, it wasn't a terrible result, was it? In the overall scheme of things. And 2 wins takes us into the top 8, at the end of the group stages. So, if you want to look at it, you can spin a positive. There's your positive.
But what good does it do you guys spinning a positive at this moment?
Why? Because if you're in it, you can still win it. That's why.
We're not winning the Europa Cup.
Yeah, I give you guys a
I said it
very
early
low.
on.
I would agree.
Not playing like this, we're not. But you know what? You get players back. You get a couple of players.
We've
bought in
been playing
January.
like this for 13 months. We've been playing
Well-
four away wins in 20 games, one clean sheet in 23. Listen, I'm not going to go through the stats because it's boring. Ian, we're not improving. We're getting like this is what we saw today. This is Tottenham. This is Ange's top. This is us now. This is the way we are.
This isn't it.
Still, when people show you who they really are, believe them. When you see a team for how many months? 13. When a team shows you over a lengthy span, 13 months, who they are, believe them. That's as simple as that.
Do you know what?
You're gone in.
Come January, we may have a new manager. We might have 2 new players in. You got players coming back from injury. It could be a completely different outlook. So
That's
let's
different.
stay positive.
That's different. I'm talking about. No, hold on.
Of course.
Okay. All right. We were talking about the current situation.
We're not playing now for 6 weeks. We haven't got another game now in the Europa for 6 weeks. So let's relook at it. Things might look very different in 6 weeks' time.
Okay, the Europa Cup in isolation.
We will be in the upper league, right? That's what we're going to do.
I think, okay, Ian, you're talking about just the Europa Cup. We're talking about Spurs in general. In the Europa Cup, you're right. You are right. We are still in the competition. If we get a new manager who changes it up, we're in it. I don't disagree. But if we keep Ange, I'm saying now we're not winning this competition with Ange. No freaking way.
You wouldn't have thought so. You wouldn't have thought so.
No way, Ian. I know so. Just like
Ian,
I knew if we re-sign Werner, we're going to have problems. I knew it. By the way, Werner tonight was awful.
I don't know if you guys saw, but he proper went in on him in the presser after the match.
Who, Ange?
I mean, proper went in. Yeah, Ange. Basically, he said he wasn't playing anywhere near the levels he can. When you've got 18-year-olds, it's not acceptable to me. I told him that he's a senior international, a German international, yada, yada, yada. Basically, slagged off his performance. Don't fucking sign him then. Don't fucking sign him then, Ange.
I'll come back
hold
on a bit later.
All right,
I'll come on a bit later, matey, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Right?
See you again.
So when Mourinho throws players under the bus, the fans want Mourinho out. But when Ange now throws a player under the bus, what are the fans going to say? Trust the process. It's a reboot. No, man. We're seeing it again.
Yeah.
You know what the fans will say to get rid of Werner, because everything that Ange says, is like a fucking.
Yeah, send Werner back to where he came from, right? Leipzig.
Fuck him off.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Back, right?
Right?
Cut the 165,000 pounds a week, right? That we're going to spend on him. Take that money and put it on someone else. Simple as that. But we weren't going to do that because
I've said it today already, right? He's on 75k a week or something like that, right?
180.
Yeah, in our group chat, right? There is 40 of us. He could give every single one of us 2k a week, 2k pounds a week, and he would still be on more than all of us combined.
Yeah, and I don't have to work after that, right?
Yeah, and we had 8k pounds for me. Fucking hell! In Poland, I can live like a king. Maybe not that far, but
we can all have a good life on Werner's salary. I just want to do a couple of super chats quickly, guys. A user, big up. He says, "What was that? Were you entertained, mate?" User again, if you think we're winning Europe, you're delusional. I fully agree with you. Another super chat from a user. Bisuma, a user, just do one big super chat. it's loads of little ones. This was on number 2. Get rid. Some needs reevaluation. Listen, we're going to talk about some tonight. We are.
It's NO2. It's the the gas he was inhaling in the balloons before the season.
Hydroxide.
Oh right, not the kit number. I was wondering where you guys
are. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Listen,
nitrogen.
Yeah.
Nitrogen. Like I know it's oxygen and nitrogen, but I don't know how to say the.
So on Tottenham away, we do science lessons and therapy.
Yeah, this is a very educational platform. Big up to Rob Welshbur. Forster saved us. That's embarrassing. Forster's been our man of the match for 4 games in a row. He's been our man of the match for 4 games in a row.
Yes.
And ball equals abject, noxious, gross, empty. Oh, listen, don't get me started, man.
Wait, by the way, that was a really nice anagram, right? Yeah, because he used the letters Ange, as in like
no, I get it. I got it. That's why it was in capital. Yeah.
Nice one.
Eugene, what did you see tonight? I mean, do you believe in Ange? Do you believe in what he's doing? Do you give the excuse the injuries? Are injuries an excuse after that performance tonight?
To tell the truth, right? I told you, right? I'm Ange. I don't care, right? Because you know my stance on wild style, right? But what I'm seeing, right, it's just a progression from last season's regression. So now we have regressed, double regress, right? So I don't know what to say anymore. The football, right? That's why I was saying this too, right? Ange is no more our football manager. Ange is our entertainment manager, right? That's it. But the problem is that he can't even give us entertainment half the time, right? And the worst part is, I don't even understand is if we are playing football, you know, we give the ball so many times away. Our passes are so it strays. You can see now, and it looks like the players either don't understand what they have to do, right, or they just don't want to do what they're being told to do. And the worst part is, right now, Ange is starting to throw players under the bus, right? To tell the truth, he threw a lot of players under the bus after the Brighton game, right? Because he said that who can I bring on? No one is good enough. So he's thrown them under the bus. So the thing is now is that it's for our fan base to wake up, right? To understand, right? Ange ball can't work, right? Ange styles, tactics ain't gonna work, right? Unless he starts to learn that. But the problem is that he's stubborn. Only thing now is that I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait, right? When the fan base turns on the owners, will the owners have enough balls, right, to keep him along, right? And let's see how toxic it gets, right, against the owners along the way. But you know, nothing has changed, right? Still, 4 years doing YouTube.
I listen. I repeat for the 200th and 900,000th time. 6 months ago on We Are Tottenham TV, I said Ange out, Levy out, everyone out. We've re-signed Werner. Nothing has changed. I know what's coming. Word for word, everything has happened. All of it has happened. And I got nothing but abuse and hate. 900 comments of abuse and hate towards me because I said the signing of Werner, forget it. And nobody could stomach me saying that. Well, guess what? 6 months later, I'm owed over 900 apologies. I'm not going to get one. I'm owed 900 apologies. Of course, nothing's changed. That transfer window was all the evidence that nothing has changed. Anyone who's got a brain cell that's not scared to upset anybody by saying the truth, the signing of Werner, Solanke, Gray, Bergvall, and Yang, that is not a club that means business. I'm sorry. And if you think I'm wrong, I hope you're entertained. I hope you enjoy the football we're playing. It's terrible. It's not good at all. We were only missing 2 key players tonight, Van de Ven and Romero. Are you telling me we played crap because Van de Ven and Romero weren't on the pitch? Is that what we're saying now, people? Is it because we're missing Richarlison? Is Richarlison the missing piece to beautiful football? I mean,
or Wilson Odobert, is he your like? There's no excuse for what's going on.
He's our solution. He's our solution for the left side, right? Where Son ain't performing now. Guys,
no. He's the solution in 5 years because it's a youth thing. You get the memo.
Yeah, most of our players are the solution in 5 years, right? So.
Listen, guys, let's get into the starting lineup and go through the players in the team and what we thought. Okay, because there's a fair bit to talk about tonight's game. Before the match, I saw this, which, of course, I was thinking, Dr. Tottenham. Scottish teams versus English teams since 2006. Scottish teams have won 0. English teams have won 11. Scottish teams have scored 10. We've scored 42. So they didn't win, but nor did we. So we almost broke the record. Dr. Tottenham nearly came into town. The starting 11, listen, I said before the game, strong team. Forster in goal, who's been playing really well. We can't knock him. Porro, Udogie are our best 2 wing backs. Dragusin, We spent 30 million. I expect him to step in and do a good job. So I look at him as a good player. Romero van der Ven missing. Okay, Archie Gray playing at centre-back. We all said, Jesus Christ, God help us. And we will talk about that tonight. Bentancur, a lot of people say he's our best midfielder. He started. Basuma, he started. Maddison, we say he's our most creative player, our best number 10. He started. Heung-min Son, we think he's the most clinical player we got. He started. Johnson, our top scorer, he started. Okay, Werner, the weak link. Maybe Solanke or Lancashire starting would have made it stronger. But other than that, this is a strong team. And on the bench, we had Bergvall, Pape Sarr, Kulu, Lancashire and Solanke. That's not a bad bench. So, at the end of the game, we had more possession, but they had more shots. They had more on target. Passes we had more, but that's because we had more possession. Clear-cut chances were equal. Corners were equal. So, statistically, they matched us.
Yeah.
They matched us statistically. And on the eye, okay, so away from the stats say equal. Away from the stats, they were better. They were the better team, right? So let me go around. Michael, surely this is on the manager. If not, tell me why not and explain to me why it's on a different problem. We know Levy stinks. We know Joe Lewis deserves to never have owned Tottenham Hotspur. He's ruined us. But when you look at those stats in the eye test, please tell me, big up Hotspur, big up to me, big up to me, Hotspur. You tell me how that is not on Ange and how people have the audacity to defend him. Or, Michael, tell me I'm bang out of order. Relax on Ange, Stelios. You're going OTT here.
You're mute.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Rookie mistake. Yeah. No, you know me. You know what I will say, right? It's ridiculous for me if anyone tries to excuse this, right? Listen, we can, as you said, as you went through the starting 11, it's not as if we fielded an under 21s and then you could argue that maybe we had to rotate or whatever, right? No. We played a strong team today, and we got tactically found out after 45 minutes, or even quicker if you really want to say it, right? It's I don't know, guys. It's honestly ridiculous how shit we are.
We are shit.
That's it.
We are.
It's not surprising though, really. I don't know.
Has said draw before the game because people were making the mistake, and this is how you could tell people watch football from other leagues or just their club. Rangers in Europe, Rangers domestically. We've seen it before. They're good cup teams, but like Wigan won the FA Cup, but in the league they were terrible. He got relegated. So they did well in one competition. That's the same thing with Rangers. Domestically, we're awful. But in the Europa League, over the year, this isn't just this year. It's over the years, Rangers have been pretty competitive, to say the least. And there's an easy explanation for that because in the Europa League, these players who play in Scotland, not many people, they play for a move, right? So they turn up, they play a lot better. And so
Steve, I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Rangers, right, has got the League Cup final against Celtic this Sunday. Along that game, right, he started to take off his senior players, right, and put on the youngsters, right? While
Robbie Brady
right,
and
While what did we do? Right? We took off Werner Johnson. We brought on our star players, considered our quality players, right? And we still look bad.
You know what I find the funniest for me, anyway, because don't forget, my man Ange was in the SPL, and we're meant to respect him because he won the treble in the SPL. He couldn't even go to bloody Rangers tonight and win the game.
And his record versus Rangers was, he killed us every time, pretty much.
And on paper, no disrespect to people, like on paper, surely Spurs have a better team than Rangers, right?
Of course.
Well, but when you said this, and this is the beauty of football and sport.
Yeah, I know.
I agree.
Harry, the amount of money of the players that we have on the pitch, right? Compared to the amount of money, the value, right?
Yeah.
How many times X are we more than them? Think about that.
Guys.
And we go out and perform like that.
And couldn't even win a
compare-
game supposedly against a team level of team. Supposedly he was meant to be amazing. This is what bugs me. I'm just like, yeah.
We cannot compare Rangers to Spurs, man. We are levels above them in terms
Yeah.
of financial power, in terms of what we are able to do as a football club to attract better players, in terms of being able to attract better managers. We've had Conte and Mourinho at this club. We have far more clout than Rangers in global football. Are they? Go on, Michael.
Angus kills me in the chat. I think it's 50-50 squad wise. This guy, as soon as someone puts on our kit, this guy just goes like ultra fucking, you know. Angus, respectfully, Angus, but you know, there is banter and there is chatting shit, right?
Do you know what Rangers did tonight? Do you know what Rangers did tonight better than Spurs, guys? For me, it was simple.
Plenty of things, but
for me, the big one was they worked harder than us. They worked so much harder than us. They looked quicker than us. They wanted it more than us. It meant more to them. We looked like, maybe we win, maybe we lose. And this super chat from Scott M sums it up. I had zero expectations. Ange is failing to reach that. He's failing to reach that.
Scott has been giving Ange negative marks all the while, right? But all right, guys, I've got to make a move, right? It's 7 a.m. in Malaysia now. I need to go to sleep.
That's right.
I've only got one thing to say, right? I got one thing to say, right? I'm Ange in, you know, guys. I'm waiting for him to bring us to the promised land, right? He's going to bring us to the championship, and all praise to Ange.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Big up, guys.
And also, make sure you follow Spurswasian TV people. Eugene representing Spurs fans in Asia. Probably the only regular Asian channel that comes on the UK channel.
Yes,
so big up to Eugene. Big up to
Big
Eugene.
up Eugene.
Right. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later. Take care, bro.
I just want to address something real quick from the comments. This is how you know someone doesn't listen when someone else is talking. Ella N said that Strasbourg, you're chatting rubbish. Okay, sure. Rangers won the league in 2021 and finished second mostly afterwards. That's hardly a cup team. I said, I'm going to say it again. Rangers domestically, not good. In Europe, decent. Decent.
You guys
wait.
Those are two different competitions. So again, Rangers domestically, no good. Not good.
What the fuck are we doing? Are we fucking rating finishing second in the Scottish League? There's fucking two teams there. Like there's Aberdeen and Hearts if you want to be generous.
No, but Michael, I'm saying how it is.
Yeah, but no, I'm punching the commenter, right? Not you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Rangers in Europe are a good team, right? Rangers in Cups are a good team, but Rangers domestically, Celtic dominate that team, that league. Sorry. Like finishing second in the Scottish League is nothing to boast about. Like let's be honest with ourselves.
Right.
Sorry, I have to ask one thing, right? Wasn't Sir Alex Ferguson the last person to win with a club different than Celtic and
Aberdeen,
Rangers? Yeah, Aberdeen, right? It was the last time someone else won the league there. What was it, like 89 or 91 or something like that? I wasn't alive. I wasn't alive at that point. Neither was Steve. I don't know how old you are, but
Sir Alex is the last SPFL winner.
Look at the Champions League right now. The top 8 teams who automatically qualify, 3 of the 8 are Premier League teams. We are not going to compare the Premier League to Scotland. It is desperation.
I agree.
It's desperation, man. It's ridiculous. We are far bigger and better than Rangers. I'm not having it, right? Yeah. Did Rangers get to European Cup final a couple of years ago? Yes. But you know what? Maybe they just had a good manager that season. Just like when we had Poch, we got to a Champions League final and he found a way to get us there. You look at it now and you're thinking, Rangers were the better team. Listen, we did predictions the other night. Do you know how many fans were in the chat saying 4-1, 3-1, 4-0, right? There were a few fans that say we're going to lose. I said, I think we win it. I think we win 2-1. And I thought we would. But that performance for me, you know, it was a big up, Maz. That performance for me tonight, the amount of times I'm sick to death of this high line. Dragusin getting caught time after time. Archie Gray getting caught time after time. The wing backs getting rinsed. How many more games am I going to watch this? Us playing it out from the back when we can't always do it. What made it worse tonight? What made it especially worse? In attack, we were complete dog shit. Yeah. Johnson was a joke. Werner is a disgrace. And guys, we need to talk about it. Son's gone, man. For me, Son's gone. He's given us his best years, a wonderful servant, you know, a legend without actually doing anything legendary for the club. But, you know, he's done. Yeah. He's done.
Not for
and
the
Maddison,
Maddison, right?
Guys, Maddison. What did Maddison do tonight, man? The only player that came on the field and actually looked decent was Kulu. And he scored a really good goal.
Because we invert the fullbacks, and then I'm looking at Maddison. I'm like, why is he so deep? Because all this space is taken up. And then I see a Dogie in the pockets that normally Maddison would be at, in my opinion, at least. So I kind of feel sorry for the guy in that respect. But it's just our players have no bottle, no desire, no heart. We have no leaders. And I'm sorry, like you mentioned about Son. Son's done as a player, but also he should not be.
Do you believe Maddison? Do you think Maddison believes in what's going on at Spurs right now?
No, I don't think so. No.
Because it kind of feels that way.
Well, he's playing like a player that doesn't really have any. He's not applying his all. He's not doing his very best because he is a good player. He's not like a world-class player. He's a damn good player though. Right. But like, none of your players are playing with any conviction. None at all.
No leaders in there as well. Like, it's not like when you guys scored and I was looking, you know, who's going to tell the other players to, you know, wake up and whatever. Nothing off the bench either from Mr. Ange. And it's just like,
do you think Ange was right to take off Benson?
Thinking chip. It's only going to get worse.
I think I agree with you. I think it's getting worse. Do you think he should have taken off Bentancur tonight, knowing that Bentancur can't play?
No, I didn't get that change.
I can understand Bissouma, but Bentancur riddle me that. Like, I can understand Bissouma, he might be tired, whatever, right? But why the fact that he take off?
How can he be tired?
Mas, I'm just saying, right? He played like 90 minutes on the weekend against Chelsea, right? Maybe Bissouma is tired, whatever, right?
No. Sorry, I thought you meant.
Yeah. I'm talking about Bissouma, right? I understand taking off Bissouma, but Bentancur.
Maz, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Maz.
Hey, Maz.
Hey, give us away.
These games we're watching, right? Forget the fact that the performances are underwhelming, disappointing, and boring. The way teams come at us, is it me or does it look the same? The way teams attack us and where they're attacking us, does it not look identical every game to you, Maz?
Yeah.
I told you it's a tough league, mate. Scotland's a really tough league, mate.
It's who we are, mate.
It's who we are, mate. Well, I mean, when you leave gaps the size of, you know, football pitches on the left and right flanks, and you have your fullbacks inverting up the pitch, then of course they're going to attack you in the same way because there's huge gaps, right, on the left and right side of the field. And I think that their manager pulled a blinder in his tactics against us.
By the way, I want that guy sacked, and most Rangers fans do, just for context.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about what they're doing in the Scottish League or whatever.
We'll take him. We'll take him.
Yeah, we'll have him.
No more managers from Scotland. Come on, like.
But it's they pressed us. They didn't fear us at all, and I don't think they had any reason to fear us.
Yeah,
really. I know that sounds quite negative, but that's the way I feel about our Tottenham team at the moment. Negative. They came out battling for every single ball. They were sharper than us. They absolutely battered us going forward, I thought. The amount of times that Kearney done Udogie and the other chap on the other side. I mean, I was thinking to myself, Werner, he can't even do that. Johnson can't even do that. I mean, there was one, I think it was a 53rd minute. Oh, I don't know why I looked at the time. It was a 53rd minute when Johnson had the ball and he literally had half a pitch worth of space to just knock the ball past the player and just run into the space. Didn't have to do anything. That's all he had to do. And he just decided, nope, I'm going to try and shift it backwards. And the player nicked the ball off him. And you think, but you're a forward. You're a winger. Why can't you run past a third-tier league player?
Because he's shit. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Maz, do you remember the one where Johnson went one-on-one with the player and he either had to beat the man or just lay it off to the right, and he just went straight into trouble?
You're talking about the same. You're talking about the same. Yeah, it was first half, Mas. It was first half.
No. There was one in the second half as well. It wasn't in a dangerous position, but the reason why it stuck in my mind is when I was a young boy, long time ago, I was quite a quick player, and I would use my pace in that scenario. I would knock the ball past the player, and there's very few people, certainly in football, that would catch me, right? And if he's meant to be a fast player, I don't want to hear anyone saying he's a fast player. He's not fast. He is not a fast player. Anyway. Basuma, I mean, we need to give up on him. 3 seasons now. He can't even stamp his authority on the game. If you can't do it against Rangers, you ain't going to do it against anyone. I'm sorry. He's had his Ange moment. He's 10 games where he looked pretty good, and now he's finished. So I don't think you buy a player for 20 million and expect him to have 10 good games for Tottenham Hotspur, and that's it. I think what an utter failure he is, and I don't want to hear about how good he was at Brighton. That was 3 years ago. Don't live in the past. It's done now.
A lot of things change.
A lot of things change.
Yeah.
It's someone said Maz 99 pace, 99 acceleration. Yeah, too right. I mean, I could do an under 11 second when I was like 16, 15, 16. So I was quite quick. But Basuma, we just need to let go. Porro has regressed. Oh my God, what has happened to him? He's regressed big time from joining Spurs just when Conte got sacked and he had an awful start to his Spurs career, to when Ange first came, he actually improved a lot that season. He was probably our best player, right? To now, he's like, where's he gone? He's disappeared. The guy's disappeared. Udogie, another player, regressed. He's really regressed, and I think if he carries on this way, we're going to ruin another young player. Yeah. He's never going to recover from it.
I personally feel bad for. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Dragusin. I think he's another player that we're playing him in a system that I don't think would suit any defender, and that's going to kill his confidence and his play. And still, do you remember how many times we talked about playing with bad players around you, right, and it dragging you down? Well, I think tactics like that will drag players down.
Yeah,
and
that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, and that will absolutely destroy Dragusin if he carries on in this team and in this style of play and with this club, to be honest with you. Gray, £40 million. £40 million.
Center back. Yeah.
Like 40 million. Like I listened to a podcast the other day that Alex Box Office put up, the Athletic one, and they were saying, oh, the other clubs are really upset that Tottenham bought all these great 18-year-olds. I'm like, no, they're not. Yeah. They're not upset. Who said they're upset? I don't think they're upset. Yeah, they might look half decent, but there's plenty of 17, 18-year-olds around the country that look much better than what we've got. Much better. So more lies coming out of Tottenham shills about these youngsters. I mean, look, if Gray can't look good against Rangers, again, a third-tier team, right? Who is he going to look good against?
He won't look good as a center back. That's the thing. He's never.
His argument.
He's not built like a center back. He doesn't have like any characteristics of saying, "Oh, I think you could play center half." Like, that's why I'm not. That's why Mia from the outside, I'm not.
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying it's his fault. Right.
I know you're.
It can't be his fault. He's 18. He's come to a big club. He's, if he gets asked to play, he's going to play, right? But he's not worth what we paid for him, and I think making an investment of £40 million for an 18-year-old where you don't know what he's going to turn out to be in the future, no one really knows, right? Then it's I think it's madness, right? If we paid 10, 11 million like we did for Bergvall, then fine, right? You can understand that kind of investment, but 40 million, absolute madness. Bentancur, I look at Bentancur and I sort of feel sorry for him, because I think if he was playing under Conte, you would see the old Bentancur, right? He needs someone like Conte to give him a kick up the arse and for him to play in a decent, tactically sound team, right? And he's not. And he's another player that I think got ruined by these tactics and by Ange. So, do we keep him? Do we cut our losses with him? Who knows? I don't really care anymore. Maddison, I think he's a failure. I know that in some games he does good, and I can almost hear Sava saying, "Oh, but who's better than him in our team? He does this, he does that." But look, he's not been good for us, and he's not the type of player that lifts the other players around him.
That's a great point.
And I think that when you have a playmaker like that, you need them to be able to lift other players around them, galvanize them, do brilliant things on the ball, a bit like what Modric used to do, a bit like what Eriksen, and that the other players can feed off and think, "Oh, bloody hell, he's playing wicked," and they raise their game because they're almost competing against each other in the team who can be better. And he doesn't do that. The only player that gets credit for me, there's only two players, is Kulu and Forster. Right? And I don't think that Kulu.
Can I say something about Maddison quickly?
Yeah, go on.
I think Maddison's a really good player, and I think Maddison, when you look at the stats he's putting up, there's a strong argument against what you're saying. However, on the other side, you make a good point, because if you think of really good midfielders that we've had, Modric, Eriksen.
Wanyama.
Well, hold on. I'm thinking more the attacking ones. Yeah, Eriksen.
Dele Alli.
Hold on. Eriksen. Who was the other one I said before that? Modric. Gareth Bale. Right. All of them were wanted by bigger clubs. All of them ended up at bigger clubs. Inter Milan, Man United for Eriksen, Modric, Real Madrid, Bale, Real Madrid.
Gascoigne was attacking mid as well, right?
I'm talking about recent years.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
I mean, if you want to go back, I'll go back to 1960s and we'll be all night, Steve, right? But if Maddison was that level, then why is no bigger club coming for him out of the top six?
Look, I never said he's.
No. What I'm adding to what you've said about Maddison is the stats tell us he's a good player. But I'm just asking the question, but are the stats a little bit misleading? Because maybe you're right. Top players like Bale, Modric, Eriksen, they showed it. When we were up against it, they came up with something, especially Bale.
They carried.
And that's why, that's why they ended up at bigger clubs.
Whereas Maddison, out with Ange.
I don't
Well,
know.
look, I'm not saying
think...
that Maddison isn't a good player. I'm not saying that he's not a very talented player.
Saying, is he good enough? Is he good enough? Because Bale was, Modric was, Ericsson was. They were top.
No, because I don't think he carries the team. I don't think he does. I don't think he's. And you know, I guess it's a high bar to say should a player be able to carry a whole team, right?
Maz, I'm on the fence with him. I'm on the fence with him.
I think a number 10 like him, he needs to galvanize and show periods of domination where the other players can look to Maddison and think, bloody hell, he's on it today, right? And they raise their game and they feed off him. But I don't think he does that. And when we're sort of hurting as a team, I don't see him. I don't know, just something's just missing with him, and I can't put my finger on it.
Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's because like with Maddison, right? And Stel, you mentioned his stats too, right? If you look at it, like if I remember correctly, before we bought him, he had like the 5th most goal and assist contributions out of the whole Premier League, behind Son, Kane, De Bruyne, and Salah. If I remember correctly, he was the 5th one, right? And if you look at his season by season stats from Leicester, right, it's like 12 goals, 10 assists, 15 goals, 13 assists, like, you know, really good numbers for a center attacking mid, right? And then he comes to us and he drops off the cliff, right? Or drops in stats wise, right? Because last season he had like 4 goals and 8 assists, something like that. And this season he has 4 goals, 5 assists, something like that, right? And I don't see his numbers getting that much better, right? So I agree with the fact that where I'm looking at him and I want to see like a leader by example, right? Not a leader like a voice leader, like we always say that we lack that, like, you know, that personality type of leader. I want to see him as an example for the team, right? I am doing this, I am skinning this player, passing here, doing that, right? I think the issue with him, right, and when I compare him now to his time at Leicester, I think at Leicester he had much more freedom and he was way higher up the pitch. I just look at Maddison in our team and I see him receiving the ball from the center backs, and it's like I get that I get that we want to play out from the back, but the rest of our team is so incapable in doing that we have to sacrifice Maddison and bring him deep to try and spread out the ball from deep, right? I don't think that's his role. I don't think he's a playmaker like Eriksen was, right? I will always say that Eriksen was that type of guy that will just take the ball and, you know, spray 50-meter passes here and there, you know, find the, you know, thread of a needle, whatever the saying is, pass, right? I think Maddison is a lot more like close control, dribbling, like intricate, close, you know,
triangles.
Triangles, CQC.
The base of a triangle.
Yeah. You know, he has to be involved in front of the penalty box, and I just feel like we don't use him like we should, right? And I personally think if we had solid midfield behind him, and in that Leicester team, he had a solid midfield behind him, right? Because we have to remember, Leicester, when he was there, they were finishing like 5th and you know, and 6th and whatever,
until
right?
the last season.
Yeah. So until the season they got relegated, right? So it wasn't a shit Leicester team. He had a really solid midfield behind him of Tielemans and Didi. Yeah. So I just don't think we give him that freedom, and I feel like his game suffers because of that, right? Yeah, go on, Huss, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like with Maddison, for me, also
good point, Michael.
I spoke about, you know, the inverted fullbacks blocking his space, but also I think in the first 10 games, the reason he was so good because I would argue now looking back, maybe because the players didn't know the system. So in the sense that Ange hadn't I sounds really stupid, like coached into them not to. Basically, it sounds really weird. It's like he's coaching Maddison to drop back. Like, it makes no sense to me, but like because of his tactics, it's forcing him to drop back. And he must be telling the players, because he's so fixated on this system. You know, if say Udogie in the first 10 games was going out wide sometimes, or Porro was going out wide like he did with the Liverpool goal, he's telling him, no, you guys, no, you shouldn't be there. You should be like, you know, further in, or you should be in this position. as a consequence, because the first 10 games they didn't know the system, we were getting results maybe. And then because afterwards we had this drop off of the Chelsea game and he kept insisting, for example, on the high line. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's kind of like because they didn't know the first 10 games.
They were playing more instinctively, right? They were playing more instinctively, and Maddison was. Yeah. Listen. The City game.
Don't you think managers have sussed us out? There's enough video evidence.
Well, we got sussed out a long time. Postecoglou got sussed out a long time ago.
Yeah,
Ranieri did his homework. Marco Silva did his homework. This Clement guy did.
I also agree with
Herzler,
Haas, right?
Areola, everyone's done their homework.
I also agree with Haas, right? I feel like that first period that we had, right? I think players were a lot more instinctive with the way they played. It was more like, suiting their own like natural needs, right? That sounded weird, but when Maddison plays on the pitch and he doesn't have like instructions barked onto him, right? And then he plays like he wants, basically, right? And I felt like when the season began a year ago, right? I felt like this team was just flowing. Like I felt like we were flowing a lot better, right? I feel like right now we have a lot of like square pegs in round holes. As I said, I don't think Maddison is a deep lying playmaker, or however you want to call it, right? From Football Manager, I don't think Porro and Udogie are inverted wing backs, right? I will always say this. I feel like we are shoehorning a lot of those players into positions to just fill that system instead of actually looking at them and trying to find their strong sides and try to like morph the system around them, right? But also because like Jordan said that, Michael, you said that Maddison needs a lot to work for him. That's not being strong, that's being like I don't remember the word he used, but basically like a bad player, right? I don't think having a good 6 and an 8 is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that's that big of a requirement, right? Or that big of a luxury or whatever, right? I think that's basic thing that most clubs have, right? You look at Odegaard, he's also like a different type of 10 to Maddison and Eriksen. I think he does a lot more pressing, he works a lot, but he has Partey and Rice behind him, right? Chelsea, Palmer plays in front of Caicedo and Lavia, right? They are doing the double pivot thing really well, right? And they allow Palmer to just sit up there, be around the penalty box, score a shitload of goals, dribble past 5 of our players and pass it to Enzo Fernandez for a tap-in, right? That's I think how we should utilize Maddison. Unfortunately, we aren't, because we are trying to like compensate for the lack of ability to play out of the back by bringing Maddison back in, right? That's how I look at it. And by the way, because like Mas also, sorry, I know I talk a lot, I promise I will like finish quickly, right? But the Mas also mentioned about like Porro and Udogie regressing. I agree, but I also think it's not only like them regressing in terms of like their personal performance. I also think this system just fucks them over. I think this system exposes every single weakness that they have. This system literally puts them in a situation where they cannot
succeed. They can't succeed.
They cannot. They can't succeed, right? And on top of that, on top of that, I think they are exploited to the limits, right? I watched both of them, and they played like a shitloads of minutes this season already, right? And I just feel like they are, when you are tired, you don't think straight. That's something that I will always say, right? When you are tired of your nut, you just don't, you don't behave rationally, and you don't make like calculated decisions because you don't have the time and like the sharpness to make a proper decision. So I just feel like all of that like culminated together means that that they just look really, really bad, right? But I don't think they are like, I think if we change the system and play them the way they should be played, I feel like they would still show like a good level. That's how I look at
your manager is doing something incredible, which is the opposite of playing to your strengths. You're playing to your
weaknesses.
Literally. You are, and also something he's failing. The first thing about a manager that I look at, are you hard to beat? Do you set up your side, whether you're a good team, mediocre, or a really bad one, whatever league, whatever. Are you hard to beat? Are you organized? Are players playing in their correct position? and just failing at that, and has been failing at that for a while.
The thing is,
guys can I just do a couple? I'll let Maz answer that. I just do a couple of super chats because they're building up, and then I can't keep up with them. Thank you to William Leon, who says my expectations for Spurs were low, but holy fuck. A user, if only Pornodogi are played as wing backs. That's what we've just been discussing. Krista, we miss a player like Dembele or Carrick. We are crying out for any level of quality like that in the middle of the park. A user says Spurs like a Bermuda Triangle. Players disappear. Spot on. Scott M. What is more ridiculous? Ian saying it wasn't a terrible result, or Maz claiming to be Usain Bolt in his youth?
Probably Ian. I'm going with Ian.
We're gonna say Ian, but only because Ian's a happy clapper. Otherwise, I'm with you. Maz should get. Ian's a happy clapper, so he gets all the pelters. But yeah, Maz, you can respond to Steve. Repeat what you said, so we can remind us.
I was saying the thing that the two things are why he should be sacked.
Big up to you.
You are easy to beat, and you are playing to your weaknesses. I don't care who you have in that 11 squad, whatever. You are. He's a failure, Ange.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's continuing to play exactly the same tactics that he's played for 13 months, with no adaptation, and every single team adapting to us during that period, and thinking that playing and a 2-5. Whatever he's playing, 2-5-3 or whatever it is, or 2-5-2 or whatever, right? Yeah. It's just nuts. It's the thing is, Steve, is even today we're not even dominating games
right
now. For the last 6 games, we're not even dominating the games. And there's been games whereby we've come out with 60-something% possession. And when you view the game back, it doesn't look like we've had 60% possession. And all the possession stats are literally because the defenders and the goalkeeper are passing it around, trying to play the ball out from the back. And that, I think, is the reason why our possession stats go so high. And the amount of passes are so high because of that type of play. We don't even do the horseshoe anymore. We don't, because we don't have the ball. Because I think teams now just think, right, we need to be really hard on the players, right? Be tough, press them hard, and pin them back, because
Rangers were physical tonight. Rangers were physical tonight, for sure.
And our team are full of wimps. And I think, to your point, Steve, you look for a team to be hard to beat, but you need men to do that. And we don't have any men in our team.
Oh, your players are not good enough. I don't know what you guys ultimately think or want.
Steve, they're better than what we're seeing.
Yeah,
the players are better than what we're seeing, man. Surely, Conte and Mourinho got more out of a far worse squad. A better manager surely gets us minimum top 6, minimum.
Yeah, probably.
And
you went on a cup run as well under Jose.
Last season we finished 5th.
Yeah, we got to the final.
We finished 5th, and we had injuries and suspensions during Christmas. For me, it's obvious what's happened. We've regressed, and other managers, they look at us and they're like, "You're easy. You're easy because we know exactly what you're going to do." And, if you've got injuries, if you've got suspensions, if you haven't quite got the players you want, you don't keep doing the same thing. You have to adapt it. You must change it to try and give your players the best chance they have. You don't stop playing possession-based football. No one's saying stop passing the ball, stop trying to keep the ball. What we're saying is the high line, the fullbacks in these silly positions, always playing it out from the back, never looking to go for a long ball forward to the channels. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for a couple of months now. He doesn't want to do that. Instead, he wants to say, the squad's thin, and we've got a lot of injuries, and it's who we are, mate. And
it's who we are, mate. It's who we are, mate. It's who we are. It's who we are. It's who we are, mate. Fuck this guy, brother. Fuck this guy, brother. It's who we are, mate. Are you entertained? He's been saying, are you entertained? Entertainment is more important than winning matches. It's who we are. It's who we are. Are we entertained? Any Spurs fan that says we're entertained, you're not a true Spurs fan. It's sick and tiring. It's rubbish football. It's rubbish football. I'm not entertained at all. I'm not entertained. I want to win a match. Just win. Win. Sorry, man.
Sorry, I tried to put you as the main screen. I put myself as the main screen.
You know,
Sorry,
can I be real in it? Yeah.
TJ, can I ask you a question? Are you not happy with Ange?
Man, I haven't been happy with Ange from last season. You know, from last season, I think I was probably one of the first Ange outs. Has was on the show when I declared myself Ange out. He said we were going to title contend.
I remember that. I remember talking with Sal, and he said the midfield three of Bissouma, Bentancur, and it was someone else. He was like, "That's an amazing midfield." I remember talking with you, Sal. I remember.
On paper, it should have been.
I remember.
You know what? He said we were going to title contend. So I said to Haz, the first 5 games, if I'm not title contending, I'm Ange out. Cool. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I've kind of retracted my statement. He said to me that entertainment is more important than winning a football match.
That's crazy.
It's red flags all over. Anybody that can defend this guy generally don't love Spurs. They don't want Spurs to succeed. Because for me, I've been sitting here 16 years without seeing a single damn trophy. I'm one of the unfortunate fans that is young. I haven't seen Spurs win a trophy. I've seen an Audi Cup. I've seen an Audi Cup. This is not good enough. And this guy still feel well. He says, I'm going to win a trophy in my second season. You know what? Let me be honest with you. He's stubborn. He's not going to change. We've been having this conversation about, okay, you don't have the players to play this high line, drop a few yards, you know, adapt, change something. I'm sorry. He's just not good enough. He's peaked. Everybody knows he's peaked.
Yeah.
We're meant to be playing this attacking, beautiful football, controlling the game. I don't see it. I see 99% of the time the other team controlling Tottenham. And it's not injuries.
Yeah.
It's not injuries. Look at the transfer policy that we've had. We wasted a lot of money on young, well, so-called up-and-coming prospect. When we need ready players now. It's not good enough.
TJ, can I say something when I hear this word injuries? Against Brighton, against Ipswich, and against Palace, we lost those games. We didn't have an injury crisis in those games. There was no injury crisis, and these teams are nothing special. Brighton, you could say fair play, they're good. But Ipswich and Crystal Palace are nothing special. In fact, they're both in a relegation battle. We had a fully strength squad, except for Richarlison. So this injury thing, it doesn't add up. Perchy, listen, I haven't seen you or heard from you in about 2,000 years. Good to have you on, man. Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I mean, has he left yet? Is he still our manager yet?
Unfortunately, he's still here.
Because
yeah, he is apparently.
It's now falling down to the realms of Daniel Levy is equally now. Everyone talks about backing him. I don't want this guy backed. We talk about backing managers. This is the one manager I go, do you know what? Don't give this guy any more money. Don't. What's the point? What's the point giving this guy money? We were awful today. Like, and let's be fair. Does anyone know where Rangers signed their striker from?
Yes, from Morocco. Yes, Hamza Gamane. He should have been starting the whole year, by the way, over Dessers. Dessers is awful.
But I'm not just pinning that on. My point is I hear injuries as the excuse and the players aren't good enough. That is now the new excuse for this manager, is that the players aren't good enough. But then we're lauding the players for beating Man City. Mm-hmm. For me, I just think this is. This manager is awful. I don't understand how this manager gets so much respect and love from fans for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? Do you know the way that some fans treat him? It's like he won us the Champions League last season, and they go, "Do you know what? He's won us the Champions League. We just don't want to sack him."
It's because our fan base is crazy. It's crazy.
No,
it's
it's
absolutely crazy.
The videos I got, I put Angie out now to my last video. Yeah, you should see some of the comments I got from that. Like, you're being disrespectful. Like, I got comments like that.
I genuinely think that this manager is the best PR. I wish I had his PR because people will be telling me that I was the greatest things at sliced bread. But like, I genuinely think this manager has the best PR I've ever seen of it. This man could get us battered 10-0 and people go, but it wasn't his tactics. Why did I see Philippe Clement, say his name, on the touchline barking orders at his players, barking orders? Our manager sits there like this for half the game, says nothing. I don't see, and should be literally on that touchline screaming at players, sort it out. He subs Bentancur and Basuma off. Yeah, I didn't think they were great today. People said Bentancur was good. It's all right. But the two players that are unavailable against Southampton, where we now know that the excuse will be that we're tired after playing on Thursday. So he brings off the two players that cannot play on Sunday.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. He brings the two players that cannot play on Sunday off. You'd have thought whether or not they were great or not, because I don't think anyone was that good today. We were awful. Actually, no, I lie. Fraser Forster was again the only player in our football club at the moment that is playing like that. You go, do you know what? He's actually. Let's be fair with it, right? Let's be fair. If it wasn't for Fraser Forster, we could have been pammed tonight. Yeah, pammed. And look, let's be fair.
Every game.
Do you know what the problem is now? I'm at this position now with it, and I said it the other day with Ange. Is you've got to do one or two things. You have to pull the trigger now, whilst you've still got a season to recover, or you don't. If you don't sack him, just keep him here because the season will be over. Because I hear all this nonsense. Oh, give him the Carabao Cup to prove you wrong. What? So for him to us to lose, either whether or not he beats Man United or not, we lose the semis. Let's be fair. We're not winning the Carabao Cup. Where you could bring in somebody. I'll be honest. I'm at this stage where I'd have Ryan Mason in charge. Ryan Mason is tactically better than this manager, and that's saying everything at this football club. This manager.
At least he will change something. This guy is a fossil. He doesn't even change his tactics.
TJ,
He's
I'm at the stage.
me off.
TJ, I'm at the stage where I'd have you in charge.
Thank you.
Thank you. A consortium of Spurs YouTubers would do a better job. I don't get how this guy gets so much love. I don't understand what he's done at this football club. Is it because he says mate a lot and people think he's some sort
because
of
he lost 4-1 to Chelsea?
He
lost to Chelsea 4-1 the right way.
But I don't. What's he come out with? I don't listen to this idiot. What's he come out with and said? He's probably said some nonsense that we played well again.
He was
today.
slamming Werner.
He slammed Werner, saying
the player he signed twice. It's funny, isn't it? Because his favourites never get slaughtered. I thought Brennan Johnson was the worst player on the pitch. He gets away with it. I thought Pedro Porro today was atrocious.
Yeah.
I thought Archie Gray can't play in the defensive line, yet he plays there every single week. Adogi was meh again. I don't get it. But of course, I almost feel sorry for Timo Werner at this point because he shouldn't be at the football club. He's rubbish. He's crap.
By the way, like overall, guys, I have to say, I really like this. I like some of the players that we have, right? I really like some of them, and I honestly feel bad for them. When I watch them play in this system, when I watch them struggle in this system, as I said with like Poro and Udogi, I really like both of them. I actually think they are quality players, right? I just think this system completely fucking murders them.
He's running them to the ground. He's running them into the ground.
Yeah, they get run into the ground. I really like Romero. I like Van de Ven, right? When I watch those players play in this system, I struggle, right? I feel bad for them. I honestly...
They aren't playing for him, are they?
Yeah.
You can tell that today. Today looked like they weren't playing for him today, did they?
I don't know anymore, honestly. I just feel like they lost the faith. the faith in the system. They are just going through the motions. For me today, just looked as if they were going through the motions, repeating the same, drill that they were taught in the training.
But apparently the team is behind Ange. The last report I read was most of the team are behind Ange. You know,
that's media. That's media.
It's the dreaded vote of confidence.
It's like As the goal said something like that. I think.
Listen, guys, if that was the case, right? If that was the case, I don't think Ange would be coming out with this comment that's been put up on the screen. When he was asked about Werner, he said he wasn't playing anywhere near the levels he should. His performance in the first half wasn't acceptable. I think players that back you don't talk about players in this way. Clearly, the dressing room, there's a bit of unrest. It's obvious. We've been here before, guys. We've been here before.
I think Civil War. I think Civil War.
This is our first rodeo. We do this every 18 months. We know how this is going to go.
Can I have a take on this? Right, I think it's going to be Civil War within the dressing room.
And the fan base.
Maddison's against him, clearly. And then they had that report about Udogie, Vicario, and all them lot. Plus, we've got this Werner thing now. I think half the players like him because he gives them a free ride. The other half players don't like him because they fucking hate his tactics. The wing backs, I imagine, hate his tactics. Defenders hate his tactics. Plus, some of them actually probably want to win. And maybe there's some in there that don't care. So it's probably a mixed bag.
Let me show you a quote. This was from the Scottish newspaper when Ange was there. Ange Postecoglou admits Celtic injuries come from training demands as he insists it's not possible to protect the players. This is when Farishia and Ajeti both limped off with injuries. This is the same manager who played this guy and this guy, dropping Dragusin, taking a massive risk on their fitness, rushing them back. And now Romero's out for 6 weeks off the back of that Chelsea game, and Van de Ven's out for 3 weeks, which means they missed Liverpool, they missed Wolves, they missed the Carabao Cup game. Fantastic, but let's not criticise Ange. He's playing, it's a process, people.
It's mismanagement.
Can we?
I wasn't on here after Chelsea, but for me, those two team selections with Romero and Van de Ven proved to me that Ange, whatever he says, he fucking means it. Shall I tell you why? Because a week before that, he kept moaning about injuries, saying, I'm missing my players, so I can't play my system, so how I want to. So what he thought, I'm going to bring in Van de Ven and Romero and show you lot, I can play my system. I've got the players now.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's. My phone. What? Well, don't ignore. One second. Oh no, this isn't. This is not.
Your shirt looks like a Vancouver White.
It's not. It's a Shein masterpiece for about £5 probably. No, I don't think it was that. I disagree. I think it was a desperate manager. A desperate manager's decision.
I think it was desperate. Yeah.
But you know what? But wait, Perch, you say something. A desperate manager's decision, but that just shows he doesn't trust Dragusin. And obviously, Ben Davis got the injury previous to that match. So why would you risk two of your main guys that are just coming back? It makes no sense. He don't know what he's doing. You know what? For me, this year should have been the year for him to prove to me. I don't know about you guys. Prove to me why he should be in this job, and he's hit all the markers that has told me that he can't manage in Tottenham. It's too big. It's actually too big for him.
You want to see progression, right?
If this was any other manager, it'd been gone by now. Let's be fair with it. If this was any other manager, it'd been gone.
Somebody in the comments earlier, I think it was Batu. Batu said, Levy backing the wrong manager is the most Spursiest thing.
Yeah.
Now he's got the wrong one. He's like, we'll back this one.
Yeah.
Steph, I said it when after Chelsea, right? When we were on the show, I said that this club, it's almost as if they actually try to listen to what we are saying, we as a fan base, but they do it completely the wrong way every single time. Because if you look at it, right, we were moaning as a fan base that we don't bring in youth through, right? And that we don't have young talents, right? So they went out and fucking bought 5 of them, and they are trying to bring in and promote like youth players, right, from under 21s. We moan that we don't back a manager and we keep sacking them. So now it looks as if, you know, they don't want to sack Ange whatever happens and just want to go through with it,
I
right?
think we'll get relegation.
It's almost looks as if they just see what the fan base wants and they just do it to the extreme without any like footballing knowledge around it, right? Which, by the way, suits you know our theories about Levy keeping hold on everything and having no clue how you run a football club, right? Because it looks as if they are just doing everything to the extreme, as I said, with the youngsters, with backing the project. You know, we were moaning about the defensive style under Conte and Jose, so they got a guy that completely forgoes the defensive side of the game and just goes full pelt, you know, kitchen sink. And it's just like, no, what we said, we don't want to play turgid 11 behind the ball, right? But we want
saying in the middle, right?
Play 11 in front of the ball, right? And just leaving a goal open, right? We want to have some youth players, but it has to come like natural. You have to like blend them in naturally, not fucking spend the whole window signing, you know, under 21 players and then wondering why we don't have squad depth and you know, and we don't have senior players in the team. It's ridiculous. It's just
But Mikal, there was YouTubers out there in the summer saying that all these players were perfect for Tottenham. Now it's not got wrong. It's now there's he wasn't backed. Which is it? Make your mind up. We have
I agree.
No one stays level with it all. I said all night. I said the window was crap. I said this will happen. It's good, and I was in a WhatsApp group with some friends of mine, and I put in a message on the 8th of August, and it's great with WhatsApp because you can go back and find your receipts. It's brilliant. So I put in there, I said he needs to buy a defensive midfielder. He needs to adjust his tactics because it's way too open, and we need to stop giving away sloppy goals. All 3 of those things have happened, and I said that in August. Yeah. So it's been happening for far too long. The problem we have now is, you're right. How Spurs is that we're going to back the wrong manager. We're going to suppose. I mean, what's incredible? I'm hearing that we're trying to buy a striker. Can we get a centre back, please? Can we get a defensive midfielder? Because we are defensively all over the shop.
Oh wait,
every single week.
Perchy. Right. Apparently, Phillips, they're looking to bring him back from a loan deal. He's so good that we loaned him out. Apparently, we're trying to get this 17-year-old forward, Mason Melia from St. Partick, and we're looking to bring in Clement Longley 2.0, Getafe's Omar Alderete.
This guy's not very good, by the way. I
looked into him, mate. It is Joe Rodon, Dan Juma, Longley, all over again. And any fan who thinks we're going to go and sign some top players in January, you're out your freaking minds, man.
It's fine. I can't wait for the Omar. What's his name? Omar. I've forgotten his name now. He's perfect.
Omar Alderete.
Omar Alderete is perfect. It's perfect for Tottenham's system. I can't wait for that video to come out. This guy's crap. I watch him for Getafe. He's not very good.
He's average, yeah.
He's an all right. He's a squad player, but the problem is this is where we get down to the panic buys. We're dipping into markets with Getafe. We're the third. We're the third richest club on revenue and match day, and we're buying Getafe's squad players, trying to buy them. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
And it's not like you're buying a Cucurella. Cucurella was really good at
No. Cucurella was their best player when they signed him. Cucurella was their best player.
Yeah. It's not like you're buying that player.
We're at this stage, but it's a combination of our issues. But nothing changes, right? Because people will be hyping it. I hear Brennan Johnson's a great player because he gets tap-ins at the back post. Get out, man. He's awful. What are we doing here? Technically one of the worst football players I've seen in the Spurs shirt for a very, very long time. He is atrocious. I mean, he looked like he had 2 left feet today. Some of the touches he was making. What's going on? Like, we made Rangers look like Barcelona tonight. And if they had a semi-decent striker, we could have been battered today. Like, it's mental. What are we doing here?
Perchy, every European Cup game I've said afterwards, if they had a half decent attack, same as Coventry, they would have beaten us. But by the way, people in the chat, this link, go watch this 6 months ago. Go watch this link, what I said, and word for word, it's freaking happened.
I'm looking at the comments right now. It is hilarious.
The comments on that video, the hate I got for telling the truth, and now it's come true. Everyone's repeating what I said back then. It's bonkers, man.
Because saying the truth isn't fashionable on YouTube, unfortunately. Saying comforting lies gets you places and it gets you onto big platforms, and you can't say Spurs are crap because it hurts people's feelings. We're shit, guys. Let's be honest. We're awful. We are an average. We act like an average team, but we've got a squad right now. But the biggest problem at the moment is Ange Postecoglou, because we haven't got the 11th worst. We haven't got the 11th best team in the league. We have a better squad than that. You drop in any manager right now, go to Charlton and take their manager and bring him in, because he'll be tactically better than this guy. I genuinely mean it. You could go to your local Sunday league team, go and go, mate, can you manage Spurs tonight? Because we need a manager. Give us one of a
job on the panel. Give us one of a job.
Anyone. I'll take it. Steve, I'd fly you to London. You take the job on Sunday.
TJ's doing it, but we agreed already.
Brother, you don't want me to take that job. I will end up slapping up Werner. You will see me across that pitch quicker than Werner. Bro, I will slap him up.
1980s management tactics. Listen, I want to bring in Dan. And then I want to let Dan have his say. And then, are you off, Steve? Oh, you're saying hello.
No, I was saying hi to Dan.
Because I want to talk about the 2 goals tonight. I want to discuss the goals because there's a fair bit I'd like us to chat about. Dan, listen, we've been talking about the game and Ange, and we haven't even touched Levy yet, but we're talking about Ange and tactics and certain players tonight. What did you see tonight, and what did you think of it?
Well, I've only woke up about 15 minutes ago because I fell asleep 10 minutes before the game ended.
You didn't miss much.
No, that was atrocious. We have just gone to one of the most piss poor leagues in the world that is run by the UK government, that is ranked lower than the USA League. And we have just drawn with Rangers with, let's say, what you could say 3 of our first team missing, and that's the 2 defenders and the goalkeeper. But again, goalkeeper man of the match for us. I mean, that's what, the 5th game on the trot now he's done that. And I was one of the ones who grilled it big time because I thought he was going to get absolutely destroyed. I hold my hands up to that. I've got it wrong.
Yeah.
I think he actually looks safer in goal at certain points than Vicario does.
Does he start over Vicario? Because I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, for me he does.
No, Vicario's a better keeper all day long. But I
don't know
what he's been doing. He is.
No. Come on. Let's stop doing this fucking Vicario slander. I am sick of it. Like, I understand.
That is not better than Vicario.
I'm pulling your leg, my friend.
The bit he looks.
I hope
he looks safer on is when it comes to set pieces and that. He's safer than Vicario. But as an actual goalkeeper overall, no, he's not. That whole thing was just shocking. The way we played on that is terrible. But it's no different to how we've been playing for the past 13, 14 months, really, bar an odd result here and there. And was I surprised with it? Do you know what? Even this one, with the team we put out there, I thought we'd win that relatively easy enough.
A strong team then, right? We had a strong team out there. Right.
I know it was awkward going to Scotland because of the attitude up there and that, but come on. That is one of the worst leagues on the planet. That team is not good, and they just basically run us ragged from what I saw. Down the wings, again, from the first, couple of minutes, you could see it. They was putting it over the top, down the wings. Adoji, I see at about 3 or 4 points, is actually on the right-hand side. And there was actually nobody at all on the left. And then the ball goes over on the left and everyone goes into panic mode and that, because Adoji's on the far right-hand side while Porro's up the middle up there. This manager has not got it at all, and I think he's losing the dressing room as well.
I don't think he's losing the dressing room. I think the dressing room's gone. They can't.
Not all of it, yeah.
I think they're done. The way we played today, told me that wasn't a team that doesn't understand his tactics. That was a team that didn't care anymore. It looked different today. There's times when I see that we are trying to play it but can't do it. Today looked different. That looked like a squad that went, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to listen to this guy anymore.
I don't think he's lost the whole dressing room. Not yet. Not totally.
I think he's lost.
I think there's definitely
most.
I think there's players definitely questioning it. You can see that for sure. But I don't think he's lost the whole dressing room just yet. But surely he can't be far away from it.
Well, but
come on. The way he has managed us has been terrible. He's got no match tactics, bar the one way he knows. His man management just does not seem good. His match management is absolutely atrocious. Mate, the fella's got to go. What is that now? 1 win in 8 games overall?
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Now, what is that? How many shots did Rangers have against us today?
I've got the stats here. So shots, they had 15, we had 12. They had 6 on target, we had 3. Both teams had equal clear-cut chances, so they edged it.
So that's out of 8 games, we've had roughly 155, give or take, 1 shots against us.
My God. Oh my God!
But that's bad, you know.
Everything.
I think we're going to lose on Sunday. You know.
All right, we've got Ian from the hotel in Scotland where he was there cheering on the boys. The biggest happy clapper on Tottenham away. We love him to bits.
How are we doing, boys?
I'm good.
I bet you love the journey up there, man.
No, listen, we've had a great day. I've linked up with friends that I hadn't seen for about 20 years that I met on holiday many moons ago. We had a great meal in town. They've been brilliant. They've run me and the boys around down to the ground. Obviously, brought us all back to the hotel. Really nice. We've had a really good day out, and you know these are like proper grounds. Proper football grounds. You know, our place is like a mall to Ibrox.
Well, Ian, as long as you had a good day out and you enjoyed yourself and you were entertained, and you know that's the main thing, you know.
Yeah. Guys, I'll pick up Michael.
I have to go.
I have to wake up tomorrow. Michael, take care. You know what I mean?
Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice show.
Big up to Michael as always.
Hey, Stel, man, why are you being so negative? You drew the Gascoigne derby. It's a tough one, man.
Do you know what? Someone said, I was reading it online, someone said before tonight's game, it's who we are, mate, derby. Sorry, beg your pardon. I've messed this up. I've read somewhere online, the match against Southampton, they've called it's who we are derby because both teams refuse to change the way they play, Southampton and Spurs. So it's the who we are derby on Sunday.
Matt, it could be any scoreline on Sunday, couldn't it?
We could lose that easily.
Southampton are just as bad playing up. They're awful playing up to the back.
Do you know what it is? Has I've said this nearly every game this season. We can either win 4-0 against anyone or lose 3-1 against anyone. It literally is anything. It is mad. It could be any scoreline. We could win 6-4 or lose 7-3.
Which game are you talking about?
On Sunday.
I must say something. Sunday's not important. Wednesday's important, or Thursday's important.
Oh, I'm not worried about Wednesday anymore. Look,
I'm not worried. I must say, we're in a cup quarter final. Forget the league. We're nowhere near top 4. Forget the league.
I don't see how we're winning that after this result.
Is it bad how I can't see when we next win a game of football?
No, that's what happens when you need to. That's what happens when you need to sack your manager. Just like when you're in a really bad relationship and you're like, when are we going to have a normal day? When are we going to have
a end it? Basically,
we're not. We're not. It's been like this for 13 months.
Steve, this is what I say. If you sacked him tonight and you brought in Graham Potter tomorrow, I'm using Graham Potter as a benchmark. Put any name in there; it doesn't matter. Put your name in again.
And tell me what's going to happen with Potter?
I don't care. I don't care.
Hang on. What's going to happen with Potter over the next 18 months?
Ian, I'm not looking
the same as everybody else.
Yeah, but Ian, I'm not looking that far ahead. I just want us to not lose every 5 minutes. Like, I'm bored of looking forward into 2 years' time. Can we just get a manager in that can actually manage a team? This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Bring in a manager that will make you guys hard to beat. That's the first thing you need to do.
It's
You
just
guys are
bringing the
easy to
manager
play against.
that can
and
adapt.
Because my point is here, the players that we've got right now are not the worst in the world. They're not the greatest. They're not the worst. If you put in a manager at a click of a finger, they go, do you know what? I can see what we can exploit on the wings. You've got decent wing backs we can exploit with. We can change the system up. Blah 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 blah.
It's a good first 11 that we've got. It is a good first 11 we got if we played the right way and the right formation.
I'm going to move somewhere quieter.
Because we don't do it. And I think Potter, I think, would be a much better manager than Ange. Whether people rate him or not, I rate him significantly higher over Ange. To the point that no matter how bad it sounds, I'd rather have Gareth Southgate than Ange. Not that I want to leave.
Wow. I'm not even taking.
No.
Can't lie to you, man. Dan, I'm pissed off in it, yeah. But you're on the next level, bro. You've been smoking.
You put one or the other in front of me. Put one or the other in front of me. I'd have Southgate over Ange.
No, hold on a minute. Hold on. Dan always does this. So, Perch, one second. Dan always does this, right? He comes on the show. He says something like, yeah. He says something, yeah, spot on. And then right at the end, he ruins everything. He ruins everything he says.
If you had one or the other,
about Teddy Sheringham.
Hang on.
Surely not.
PJ, 1 second. Hang on. Let me give Danny his credit here.
Perchy, let Dan speak, then I'll come back to you. Go on.
When you said about the Sheringham thing, Berbatov is more skillful than Sheringham and always was. No two ways about it. That's the point I was getting at on that
We're
one.
past that.
With this one, if you give me one or the other, I've only got a choice of one or the other. I'd go with Southgate because I think his tactics are more work with his team than Ange. Not that I want either of them, but I honestly think Southgate is better than Ange. That is how bad I rate Ange. Sorry,
One second, Perch.
No. And I'll just say I'll back what Danny's saying. If you're going to put,
oh my God, what's wrong?
Bruh, I don't.
Hang on.
I can't subscribe to these comments. I'm not involved.
You guys are in hell.
Let me go Kevin De Bruyne. Don't let me go Kevin De Bruyne and let me speak.
We want Southgate. Listen to this.
No. What Dan? Hang on. Listen, Dan didn't say that.
What has as well?
Hang on, man.
Has your on this as well, brother?
But this is what happens. Let Danny didn't say he wanted Gareth Southgate.
I know.
He said if you put one or two in front of him, who's a better manager? Southgate is by far a better manager than Postecoglou. What are we doing here? I don't want him as a manager.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, Ange is an awful manager. What are we doing here?
Yes, and Gareth Southgate is an awful man.
Go look
at Southgate. He got England to 2 finals and a semi-final.
And 1 minute. Go look at Gareth Southgate as a manager when he didn't have England's best players. Go look at what he did as a manager.
I still think he's better than Ange.
Look what Ange is doing. Look what Ange is doing with a relatively decent side right now. He's turning us into trash.
I never said Ange was good, but
no, I know.
Southgate. And
no, I think Ange is better than Southgate. No, I don't agree with that.
I don't even think it's an argument worth having.
I think Ange is one of the worst managers I've seen in Tottenham's history.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Ange is one of the worst managers I've seen coach. I say coach because he doesn't coach.
I don't disagree, Perchy, but I can't have this Gareth Southgate, man. Honestly,
I don't want him either. I don't that he's better than Ange.
His name is a violation.
If you said to me now, we sack Ange now, and we have to put up with Southgate till the end of the season.
Fuck that, man. Language. Sorry, never in a million years, man. I'll stick with Ange.
Still, I've got
listen, from now on, listen. As much as I want him gone, if it comes down to it, and stay, please stay. But
okay, so if you look at the tactics they both play, you've agreed with me when you've said we play better with wing backs and play better as a 3-5. 3-5-2 or 3-4, whatever. Yeah. That's more of how Southgate would use it than Ange. I think he would be able to put the players in the right positions, and this is how bad. The reason I use Southgate as an example is because it's how poor I actually think of.
I'm actually at the point. You're making a point. Yeah.
His tactics would suit this team a lot better than what Ange does. I'd rather have Ryan Mason at the end of the season.
You've got Middlesbrough relegated.
Ange Postecoglou wouldn't win a game with Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I agree.
Ange Postecoglou wouldn't win a game with Middlesbrough.
Getting with a mid-table team, they're getting relegated.
Southgate.
Yeah,
Middlesbrough weren't mid-table.
As I said, I'm not sitting here saying that we should get Gareth Southgate, and I don't think anyone has said that. This is where it's completely discredited, man.
To be fair, the chat split between Ange and Southgate. It's a 50-50 split in the chat, so it's a valid argument.
Do a poll.
Yeah. People no, but do you know what it is? People will be biased. I'd rather keep this guy. I'm at the stage where I don't care anymore. I'd have Brian Mason in charge tomorrow.
I'm like that as well, Perch.
I don't care anymore. Go and call up Harry Redknapp and say, Harry, can you manage to
I'm
the end of the season?
three options, right? Perch, I'm going to put 3 options in the poll. Mason, Ange, or Southgate, all right?
That's like fighting with.
Yeah, Dyche. I'd rather take Dyche, bro. Give me Dyche.
Yeah, I'll take Dyche. Yeah. No. Dyche is a good manager. He's a good manager.
No, he's not.
He's a good manager. He is a good manager. He just doesn't have the facilities. He's a good manager.
Well, no top team with any facilities would ever entertain the guy of ever hiring Dyche.
Right, Dyche over Ange right now, 110%.
There's a live poll. There's a live poll in the chat. People vote. You've got Ange, Southgate, and Mason. Mason's winning already.
I'm back. Like, look, I don't think Southgate's a very, very good manager. I couldn't wait for him to leave England. But that puts it at the level how much I don't rate this manager. By the way, this is the level. I don't rate this manager. I don't want him here. I will employ anybody anymore. Yeah. Go and get. I'm at the point I don't like him that much. I'd have Sol Campbell in charge at this point. I genuinely cannot stand this manager.
Perchy hates this guy,
mate.
I think that one's too far, Perchy. I can't back you up on that one. That one's too far.
I was doing it for Tottenham away just so they can get some clips. It's all good.
Oh, cheers. Yeah. Say it again.
No, I don't. I'm taking the piss, but I mean it in the sense of like I just can't. This manager is so bad.
You take anyone basically. Yeah.
I don't care. This guy is awful.
Yes.
And you know what I love? Sorry, just let me just one point. The one point I was going to say before I finish is I love when people try to convince me about this manager. It's so funny. You can't convince me. I'm done now. I want him gone. I don't care how it goes. I'm at the point where now Daniel Levy is ruining this club even more every day that he employs this guy.
We're going to get on to Levy. I do want to talk about the 2 goals because there was some action in the game tonight. I want to talk about the first goal, guys. So Igmane scores and Ibrox went mental. Tavernier comes forward and clips the pass in behind Tottenham's defence. Porro isn't tucked in enough, which allows the ball to run for Gname, and he makes no mistake with a lovely first-time finish to the bottom corner. Rangers deserve the lead. Now, for me, I spotted 3 things wrong with this. One, as the winger went down the flanks, Johnson, you watch, he does not give everything to get back. He's jogging back. And I'm like, Johnson, you're a joke. You're not half bad going forward, but your defensive duties, man, you let the team down. Porro doesn't know his game geography, hasn't got a clue what's going on around him, allows that ball to come in and for the striker to shoot. And then Forster, he showed his weakness. Anything low into the bottom corners, he can't get down there quick enough. That's how you beat Forster. So for me, I kind of put most of the blame on Johnson and Porro, a bit on Forster. But again, it just shows when it comes to defending under pressure, we're shit.
The cross from Tavernier, by the way, was beautiful. He had the space. He was allowed the space. He was allowed the space by you guys to put in that cross, but the cross itself was
Steve,
earlier in the game, didn't he?
Nothing away from the cross, and the finish was excellent as well.
Yes.
Right? Well done to. And listen, they deserved it. They deserved to take the lead. But I'm looking at it from a Spurs perspective. What could we have done differently? And for me, it's something I've been saying for a very long time. I don't believe Ange and his team spend nowhere near enough on the defensive side of the game, not just as a team, individual 1v1 defending. Win your battle, win that defensive battle, and we lose it too often for me. That is classic Ange ball right there. Yeah. That's why fans like me want him out. I actually don't have a problem with us going forward. I don't actually have a problem with us, some of the play we try to do. I'm not 100% convinced, but I don't have a big issue with it. I've got an issue with the way he sets us up when we have to defend. I think it's abysmal. I think it's shocking from a so-called Big Six club. What did you make of the goal? Because surely we could have avoided that.
It was coming. The goal was coming.
But still, like when we talk about the goal, right? We use the goal as an example, but that goal was coming. Has was bang on though. The goal was coming. It could have came. It should have come in the first 10 minutes. They dominated from minute one. From minute one, they dominated. And as I said, if they had a better striker, we'd have been 5-0 down at halftime. They were destroying us. And I agree. We don't defend defensively in any way. There's no. It's all over the shop. Like players, everyone's a mess. No one knows what they're doing. No one's picking up their man up. It's all over the shop. And as I said when I came on, if they had a better striker, we could have been 3 or 4-0 down at halftime, easy.
And that's happened in quite a few games. You look at those. You look at those cups we played in Europa. First off, against the poorer teams like Karabag and that. If they had a better striker, we could have gone down quite a few times. I mean, still, me and you spoke about this yesterday with the others on the show and that. If he would just sort that defence out, bring it back a bit and stop playing inverted so much and stop sending them to be up the other end of the pitch so much, I think that's 20-25% of his problems sorted out and another 8 or 9 points on what we could have.
Do you think one of the problems we're facing is because we don't have a DM? I feel like because he don't play with a DM, it's causing a lot of problems for our wing backs to get back. They're having to
a DM. If he changes his defense mode, he doesn't need a DM.
We're clear to see that he doesn't want to change anything. Exactly. You know, he's been playing this Willy Wonka football from minute one to minute.
We're not going to have a DM then, are we?
I'd have Willy Wonka in charge of us.
Like, you know what it is for me in it, yeah. I'm just a bit sick and tired of saying what we can see that it's not working. You know, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, cool. I don't have the football brains like Ange in it, but I can see the main problems on the pitch. If we can see it, why can't Ange do something about it? It's clear to me that
even the pundits
the Rangers manager, tell his team to be compact, right, defensively. I saw that a number of times on the touchline. This manager at Prey even that good. And then I see Ange just standing like this. It's like your team's getting rinsed.
Even the pundits are saying it now. Even some of the big pundits, I mean, Gary Neville, whether you like him or not, Jamie Carragher, Harry Redknapp on TalkSport, and other people are all starting to say now, this man's tactics leaves us so open at the back. They aren't working. He needs to adapt or he's gone. And amongst other things they've said with Levy out as well. Well done, Carragher. And literally everyone is now stating these tactics are not working. They are not suitable for 38 games. You can't do it for 90 minutes, let alone 38 games. We cover more ground than any other team in the Premiership.
I agree.
Even if he's stuck to playing this way, slow the game down after 30 minutes. Even if you're 1-0 down, slow it down a bit, get your energy back, and then go for it again. No, even AI people would struggle with this. You'd have to have a proper recharge battery for them. Give him the best team ever this planet has ever seen. It still ain't winning a league over 38 games. It's the tactics are too.
When we talk about winning a league and stuff, can we get to a stage where we're just winning? We're not losing in a month.
Or winning a
game. That's success for us now. Success is to go a whole month without losing a game of football. That is success. Dietrich Hugh on the other night with me, and I said for me this season, a successful season is going a month without losing a game of football. Like it's mental.
In order to get that, we need to go back to our honeymoon period, because when he first came, we were 12 games without a single loss.
We've been found that. Can I say, Dietrich, I'll come to you. I said, I think it was about after the Man City game on this channel, everyone was coming for me because I refused to get on board with the hype that came off the back of that game. I said to the guys, like, look, I went to Man United, I cheered the goals, I celebrated, but I'm not going to get carried away because I need to see more. And then we lost to Brighton. And then the same thing happened with Villa. Then we lost to Palace. And I said, look, you lot keep celebrating these big wins, but then you're missing what happens afterwards. And I stick to what I say back then, and I'll say it again now. I need to see Spurs play 5 Premier League, not Europa, not Carabao, 5 Premier League games in a row without losing. Even if it's 5 draws, for me to say, right, there's some kind of actual structure here that I can get on board with.
Do you want good performances alongside those 5?
No.
Okay, so it's literally just go 5 unbeaten in the Prem. That's all
5 unbeaten. And Steve, he's done it once since he's been at Spurs.
And that was at the start of it.
That was 9 months ago.
Your next 5 games, by the way, are as follows.
We're losing to Liverpool in 2 games' time, so it's not going to happen.
So Southampton away, Liverpool you host, you go away to Forest, you host Wolves, and you host.
We're not beating Forest away. They've not lost at home this season. They've not lost at home this season.
We beat Forest, Newcastle.
What, away?
We beat them at their ground, 3-1.
I think they've lost 1 at home. Then, well, we lost to you. So,
do you mean Newcastle?
No, Forest I think are unbeaten away from home. Maybe they're good. They're good at home though.
Listen, either way, I don't fancy us against Forest.
I agree.
Forest beat us. He's going to cook us.
The other thing that's done here is
Dan. Sorry, let me bring in Dietrich because I did say Dietrich, and I'll bring you in. Go on, Dietrich. Then I'll go back to Dan.
No worries. I just want to say first of all, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well.
Bro.
And when Birchie said if we don't lose this month, that's a successful month. For me, a successful month that I said on the last show is if Ange can change his tactics. That's for me a successful month. If he can just change his ways. But like I said on the other show, that Moroccan guy on the Rangers, he's fucking good. And he showed Solanke and Son what a real striker can do.
Yeah.
Even the winger, imagine a nobody, I've never heard about him. And look what he did to Brennan Johnson. He cooked us. He cooked us.
Rangers, our left-hand side, Yilmaz, who actually is usually a left back.
I know him from Besiktas.
I liked him at Besiktas. I was excited Rangers signed him, actually.
Yeah.
And I like Jefte as well on the left.
But it's just shocking that we play our best 11.
Black guy, is it Diamami? Diomande.
Diomande.
He had a very good game today, man.
Do you know who had a great game? Do you know who had a great game? Their right winger, Cherney. Absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah, he was wicked. He was brilliant.
He just made a doggy.
First touch, left, right.
Mate,
he's long, lanky.
But do you know what? Do you know what the problem is though?
He's everything Johnson and Werner aren't.
But do you know what makes me laugh? You know when we say we sign some really average players, and you look at some of these players, right? You don't. Do you know what makes me laugh? Is we always talk about spending at this football club. We spend lots of money at this football club. We buy some really, really crap. You could give £200 million and go and build a whole squad of hard-working players that play a very balanced system, because we play this chaotic all over the shop stuff. It's insane. I don't know what happens, but as I said,
we shop in Temu. That's how it goes, man. We shop in Temu, and everybody else get the real deal. We don't get no good footballers. It's true. We shop in Temu.
But we've got a squad, right? We've got a nucleus of a squad where you go, do you know what? You get someone in that can galvanise these players. We can. We've seen these players do it. It's not like they're an okay bunch of players. I don't think they're the greatest. I don't think they're the worst. They're an okay bunch of players, but we're playing to a level where does anyone else? I'm at the stage where I'm worried that we might lose to Tamworth. It's got to that level with this manager. I want a new manager out so we can guarantee a win against Tamworth. It's that.
Perchie, by the way, let's say you somehow lose that game. I looked at your FA Cup history. It would be the most embarrassing FA Cup exit in your club's entire history.
Can we try and beat Southampton first? Because that's actually a bit of a banana skin already now.
This manager losing to Tamworth is a sort of records this guy keeps breaking at the moment.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't shock me.
And then guess what the game after Tamworth is?
No, but it doesn't matter because he'll say
Arsenal away.
Even if we lose 1-0 to Tamworth, he'll come out and say that we played well. Who?
You have Arsenal away.
We're not winning that either. We're not winning that.
It would be us for just to nick a result against them. That would be the sort of thing we'd do. We'd get beaten to Tamworth and somehow nick a result to Arsenal. It would just sum up.
We've stopped nicking those results. At least
that's true.
Now we're not even nicking these results. The thing that kept us alive and maybe hopeful, that's gone now.
I think the players must be mentally drained now as well in the aspects where it's one win out of Where it's 1 win out of 8 games, surely that's got to be having a mental effect on the players as well. I mean, you can see when quite a few of them are getting the ball now, they're not excited to get the ball. They almost want to get rid of it. They're not looking confident in any way anymore.
No one's making themselves available for passes.
No, Well, yeah, there is one who does make himself available for passes, Timo Werner. He's probably the best one at making himself available. He just don't get the passes.
But guys, I just had one quick question for you. I just want basically an explanation. You saw that he criticized Werner for not being good for his age and
Dietrich, can I read out what he said? Can I read out what he said?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
He said, and then you can talk about it. He said, Postecoglou was asked about Werner, and Postecoglou said he wasn't playing anywhere near the levels he can. When you've got 18-year-olds, it's not acceptable to me. I told Werner he's a senior international, a German international. In the moment we're in now, I need everyone to be at least going out there giving the best they can. What he produced was not acceptable. When I'm asking the younger players to do a massive job, I expect more from the senior players like him.
Okay, just to talk on this point. First of all, why did you sign Werner once again?
I agree.
And second of all, why do you don't even play the youngsters you don't play any youngsters? You had Dorrington to play at center back. You had Bergvall that showed you that he's better than Bissouma this season. Why are you not playing them?
You had Lancashire as a striker.
And yeah, Lancashire.
You see that comment?
And one more thing, just one more thing quickly. One more thing. You criticize Werner, but you don't criticize Son.
Yeah.
And Son has been worse than Werner this year.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, one thing that you can't take away from Werner in his defence, you can't say he don't give it 100%. I think he does every game. He's just crap. Whereas you look at Son, Son this season has been abysmal.
Yeah,
he has had terrible games. I mean, I'd say our worst overall player, and it's more down to expectation, has been Romero for what you actually expect off the player.
Yeah,
I think Son has been terrible, and what James has been saying for a long time, I'm more and more starting to agree with him. I don't think he's done totally as a player, but he's definitely done for 90 minutes in the Premier League. He's definitely a player I'd rather bring on with 20 minutes to go. No, he's not. He's not a 90-minute player anymore, unless he's basically standing at the front as a poacher. And with that, you can't take it away from Timo Werner. He gives it 110% every time. It's just he's bloody crap. So why can't, instead of Ange now putting the fault, just diverting it onto Werner, then he should be mentioning other players as well. Like he should be mentioning how shit Son has been.
But do you know what it is though? Slagging Timo Werner is clever from this manager. I think it was a smart. I say smart for him
to win over the fans.
No, make it look like he didn't want him, basically.
No. Because you can slag off Timo Werner because he's not an employee of our football club. He's on loan, so he can go. True. So, he knows that he's not stupid that the fans are up against it. Hey, I've become Timo Werner in. Timo Werner is the biggest Ange out of all of them. He wants Ange out as much as I do. I'm Timo Werner in because he wants Ange out. He hates this manager. I want Timo Werner to be absolutely shit now for the rest of the season until his manager's gone. Then Timo Werner can go as well.
He's shit anyway, so you've got nothing to worry about.
but my point is
doing his thing, man.
But it's clever, isn't it? Though, right? The manager could have picked on any one of those attacking players at the start, like in that. He could have called out Son. He's not going to call out his captain, is he? He's not going to call out his golden child, Brennan Johnson. Call out Timo Werner, player that isn't employed by the club.
He's not going to call out Maddison because there's already rumors of
there is probably goings on behind the scenes where they're going to find a way to terminate his loan deal in January. They've probably found a way around it, pay him off or whatever, pay it off and stuff to send him back to Leipzig. So it's kind of a win-win for the manager. And now what you'll get the people that love Ange going, there you go. He's calling out bad players. He's calling out the Timo Werner, using him as the scapegoat to portray that he knows what he's doing. It's a very tactical. He could have, as I said, he could have picked out Son. Son's been crap for months. So has Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
But those two.
No, but Brennan Johnson hasn't been crap for months. He's been scoring goals.
Oh, he's a crap. Okay, fine. Okay,
He scores regular tap-ins, but it masks how bad of a player he is. Basically.
Oh, totally. I think he's an atrocious player, but no one can complain on what he has been actually doing, and he has been.
He's been productive in front of goal.
No, but he's a system player, right? He's a system player for this system.
Yeah, he fits the system. He fits the
He's
system.
crap. He's totally crap. But again, if he's tapping the goals in, it doesn't matter whether they're from 30 yards out or 1 yard out. If they're going in the back of the net, it's more than Son's doing on a regular basis.
Can we move on to the goal we scored? Because that was the only positive from our night tonight, okay? And listen, it's hard to say he's not been our best player this season. Kulusevski, he placed Solanke in. Solanke came on as a sub. He reversed the ball back to Kulu. We got a little bit fortunate the way the ball kind of got back to us because there's a little bit of a... I remember there's either a ricochet or two Rangers players got each other way, but nonetheless, Kulu.
Is that when Maddison came in and then he missed? Isn't it? Are you talking about that?
Yeah. In fact, Maddison goes down as he looks to come onto it. The referee looks through. He's going to blow. Yeah. Anyway, the ball runs for Kulu, and listen.
Right, good finish actually, man.
Some players smash it. Some players just try and hit the target. He calmly placed it with a bit of zip into that bottom corner. It was a quality finish, man, from Kulu. And if it wasn't for that, we would have lost the game, no doubt. But we've got to give some praise. Listen, I'm going to give a little bit of praise to Ange. He doesn't deserve it, but I'm going to give a little bit of praise. The subs he made, they turned the game for us to get the draw. He brought on Kulu.
We still could have lost, though. They had that massive chance at the end with, I can't remember the guy's
but he made the right decision.
One second. Yeah. What I'm saying is Rangers deserve to win. Rangers should have scored a lot more goals. But the fact it was still 1-0, somehow we're still in this game. He made subs that did get us the equaliser. So I'm not saying Ange is great. I want him out. I'm with you. I want him gone. But those subs, you've got to give a little bit of credit. Say, look, we brought them on and they did the job and we got the equaliser.
Still, I disagree with you because
it's a fact though. His subs created the equaliser.
His subs did make a difference, but it's because of his fuck up. First of all, why did you play Basuma? Why did you play Udogi? Why did
some managers don't correct their fuck ups?
No, but him, it's all every week.
Yeah, but Dietrich, you've got to give him some praise for the sub. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Dietrich, one of the things we've
I'm only giving him 10% praise.
Is his man management is one thing we've all been saying. And he did actually make the right decisions with the right subs. Not that he's got much option, but at the time, well, yeah, he did because they played better. Well, they made the goal.
Oh, yeah. Throw in the best player that we've got at the moment on the pitch. Yeah.
So he made the right decision then.
To his credit, he made it half time, the change. It wasn't like an hour or 70 minutes.
No, but what I'm saying is usually he wouldn't do that, or in too many occasions we've been down 3-0 before he makes a sub, or he just doesn't do it. The fact that he actually went and done it, I'm with Still on this one. You've got to say, okay, fair play, you've done your job, but it was nothing special. It's what you expect. But where Ange has been so crap at it, it perks it up that little bit, basically. The subs he made a difference in the game, so he got that bit right.
Pep Guardiola didn't bring on Haaland in the Carabao Cup. A lot of us afterwards said, look, that was a B-Tech Man City team. We're not going to get excited by it. If he brought on Haaland, they probably would have equalised. But he didn't. Ange did bring on these players because he tried to get the goal. And he did.
But that's a little bit disingenuous, though.
Because it's not because Pep chose not to bring on Haaland and win the game. He chose not to win it.
Yeah, but Pep Guardiola came out and said, I'm not too bothered about this game.
That's my point. That's my point, Perchi. With Ange, he was bothered, and I'm giving him credit for being bothered.
Ange needs to get results because at the moment, if he doesn't get results, he's getting the sack.
Correct.
He has to get results.
So he did what he had to do. I'm giving him credit.
Praising, he at least made a half-time sub for once in like 10
minutes. We can give credit.
Can I make this clear? I want Ange out. I think he's a disastrous manager. I think he's a puppet, a yes man. I think his tactics stink. I don't want him at this club. But this one decision he made, I'm saying, well done. This one thing.
That's what you've got to do. If you're going to slate something, you've got to give credit where it's due. And usually he leaves it way too late. And he made the right decision there.
One more thing. He gives praise to Ange, but one it was me when I was calling out Ange, you didn't give me praise. So how come it's one for the other?
I call out Ange as well, bro. I call him out.
No. When I said Ange out in the beginning, you said I was deluded.
What do you want a hug? Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
He wants
no,
a kid.
that's fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, guys, we can. You guys are little Stella in this instance. You can praise Ange just like you can praise your girlfriend if she smacks you over the head with a baseball bat 6 days out of the week, but doesn't do it on one day and gives you a cookie instead. You could do that. That's the equivalent.
But what he's gone and done is one thing we've all been asking, we've all been saying he can't do, and we want him to do. So he went and done it. I know that's his job, but he done it. He got it right. Fair play. But the rest of it, mate, I still want to go out.
I'll give him credit. I mean, the bar is so low. I mean,
it is low. It's right down there, man.
I'll put him credit because he put his shirt on the right way forward. Is that sort of standard at the moment? I'm going to give him credit because he talk without saying mate for 1 second. Like, what are we doing here?
If we lost that game, there's no positives I'm giving Ange. Like nothing. He's getting rinsed.
We should have lost the game,
but we didn't. And we've got to say, do you know what? It is because of those subs.
Yeah, to be fair, he made it at half time. To be fair to him,
yeah, cool. I'll give him credit because he brought on Kulusevski when really he didn't. Yeah, sure.
I didn't need to, but he did, and we equalised. This is the point I'm making.
Oh, thank you, babe, for not hitting me over the head today with the baseball bat. I really appreciate it.
As I said, the standard with this manager.
Listen, if you're getting hit every day, man, say thank you when you don't get hit.
Yeah.
Not today, then. Thank you.
She cooked your favorite meal for you instead. What a nice wow.
It's
like Percy, I get where you're coming from, man.
They're the sort. No, I know, but they're the sort of subs normal managers make, and we don't give them credit for. My point is the bar is so low for this manager on what he does, stuff what normal managers do. We're now praising him for doing his job properly. Now we're at that stage of it. It's like me going into my job and me saying, "Well, why did you not say well done for me handing in my work on time? Well, you meant to do that."
I treated the customers nicely.
We're at that low standard with this manager that we just go. He's made a sub and brought the best player we've got at the club at the moment on the pitch.
When you've been complaining that he doesn't do it and he goes and does it, you acknowledge it.
My complaints of this manager are far past his substitutions now because there is so many things wrong with this guy.
But that has been one of his biggest problems, isn't it? His substitutions, how long he leaves it, and everything else.
No,
so he got that one right, and we got a draw out of it. But he's still an absolute crap manager, and we still want him out. I think Johnson's a crap player.
Ange got away
with the worried man still. He saw the touchline with the worried man. He was like,
Johnson's a crap player, but I give credit because he taps it because he gets the goals just lately. So
Perchy
play in that aspect.
Perchy, the only praise we can give him, he didn't sub Maddison. That's the only praise we can give him.
I think. I mean, we might as well give credit to. We might as well give him credit. We might as well give credit to Rangers for not having a striker that should have buried about 5 of those chances. I mean that's the equal comparison, right?
Yeah, but I said that half an hour ago. I said in Europe this season, we've come across teams that are they're not good enough up front. And if we come up against one team that's good up front, and guess what we did, Galatasaray, they're going to put us to bed, and they did. This is why I haven't got on board with this European campaign because I think it's Karabag had a rally against us. Ferencváros had us on the ropes for crying out loud.
Roma should be us.
AZ.
All those teams that they were missing was something up front to put it in the back of the net, and we were toast. And I've said this all season. So you're right, Perch. I agree with you on this. If Rangers had a half decent forward, that's 3-1, 4-1 tonight.
No, wait. No,
Iguaman is a good striker, by the way. He just didn't score a bunch of goals like he did last
year.
year.
Rangers.
If it was more clinical.
No, it's not clinical. I think no, it's not even clinical. I think it's more Forster being like freaking amazing.
Can I just acknowledge someone in the chat, by the way? Dom, if Ange won the treble, Perchy, would you be slating him because he didn't win the World Cup? I forget about winning. Can Ange win 2 games in a row, please? I forget. Can Ange have a game where we don't look wide open every 5 seconds?
Keep a clean sheet.
I'm just saying. I know you're trying to trigger me. I'm a bit pent up.
And
today.
when is he gonna sub off? What's his name? Porro and Udogie for 1 game? Just not.
The problem is, Dietrich, this idiot, this clown of a manager didn't put Reguilón in the Europa Cup squad. He didn't put Spence in the Europa Cup squad, although we're just giving Spence a new contract. And to top it off, in the Premier League when we're struggling, he doesn't even give them a rest in the Premier League. Big up Murray. He doesn't even give Udogie and Porro a rest in the Premier League. So for me, what he's doing, not so much with Reggie, but what he's doing with Spence is the absolute mother of piss takes. If I was Spence, I'd be making it toxic in that dressing room. And do you know what the saddest thing of all is? The saddest thing of all, when Andrew was getting called a fat "see you next Tuesday" and getting abuse at Bournemouth,
he was the one.
It was Spence that went over to back him up, man. Honestly,
you know what's so funny? This is the second Scottish Premier League team that literally rinsed us.
No, well, hang on. Whoa, they're third at the moment. They're third in the league.
I said this is the second team.
Oh, sorry.
Played Hearts. The reason why Hearts didn't beat us, granted, it's preseason, is that they could have finished their dinner.
Oh, but I said this all at preseason. I said all this would happen in preseason.
Yeah, Hearts schooled us. They just didn't finish their dinner. And today's game, once again, like Bournemouth, absolutely disgusting. I don't know how people in their right mind is finding excuses for this guy. I mean, I'll just pass it through channels. There's still people who are defending him, and I agree with Percy. Who is his PR team?
I want his PR team because it would make me out to be the greatest person in the world.
Clearly, the tactics you see it doesn't work. So you're trying to tell me that Rangers have a better squad than our team? Is that what people are trying to say? I don't get that. And yes, you can be Levy out, 100% Levy out. But this is Ange. I'm Ange out, 110%. This is on Ange. This is definitely on Ange. Yes, the players, of course. But when you don't put the players in position to be able to succeed, let alone, I was driving by, I didn't even think about this. When they took out Bentancur and Basuma, they're not even available for Sunday's game. And he took them out.
Mental. That was one of the weirdest decisions ever. You would have thought, whether or not you're having a good game or not, stick them out there so we don't have to burn energy on other people, right? It's insane.
I thought Nuno was bad, but he wasn't this bad.
I'd have Nuno every day of the week over this guy.
He's the worst
wasn't this bad. He was not this bad. This is terrible.
Do you know what pisses me off? Do you know what pisses me off with this fan base at the moment and these angisexuals? It's this comment. We can't keep sacking managers. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, you can.
If the manager is rubbish, if you've appointed the wrong manager, yes, you can. That doesn't mean we want Levy to stay. We want Levy and Enoch gone. But that doesn't justify keeping a manager that is abysmal. And this is what's happening right now. We can't keep sacking managers. We shouldn't have sacked Conte, Jose, and Poch. What we're doing now is we're backing the wrong manager. This is what's happening. And fans hide behind it. We can't keep sacking managers. Okay, let's get relegated then. And then talk to me about keeping the manager for the project.
But this is the thing. No, but do you know what it is? The problem with it is, and I'm getting it made and it is coming. I'm getting my Nuno card. I call it my Nuno card because you ask the question. Anyone asks you about, you can't keep sacking managers. You say, did you want to sack Nuno? They answer, yes. Well, why didn't you give him time? This is the problem. This notion of time is bollocks. I'll say it how it is.
It's the bollocks. Football. It comes down to the football.
It's PR process. If you're a crap manager and you're not doing well, you're out.
That's how it works at every football
our fan base is. I've said it enough times. I said it literally as soon as he came to the club. Winning over this fan base was the easiest job a manager has ever had in his life in football. Because all he had to do was kick the bloody ball forward. And the fact that they still say he plays attacking football, which it don't look attacking half the time, is what keeps a lot of the fan base in, because they don't want it going back because they don't like counter-attack or whatever else. Even though we've looked considerably better in counter-attack and the footballs actually look pretty solid. It's just how narrow-minded some of it is. And the fact that we've got rid of so many managers, I can also understand why a lot of people don't want to start again. Give me choice. I don't want us to go through with having to start with a new manager and everything else. But when something you can tell is just not good enough, you got to cut your losses, and it's not good enough.
Dan, Nuno, Maresca, Hurstler, they're all new managers at their club in the Premier League, and they're doing far better than Andrew, who's been here for 18 months. A new manager can hit the ground running and show us that, and we can see progress.
And I want to say this. I mentioned this.
No signings. Liverpool now favourites for the league.
I mentioned this on the last show. Now it's over. It's over 200 shots that have been attempted on us in the last 8 or 9 games. That is absolute. I don't care how much entertainment you want in offensive football. There is no way you can win when you face a barrage of shots like that. Absolutely no way. You can have the best keeper in the world. If you're a defender, why would you want to pay for this manager when you know that you are going to face a barrage of so many shots? It's inconceivable. There's no way you can successfully win by facing your defense, facing all of these shots, facing all of this pressure. Over 200 shots. That's crazy. Lil
John.
Rangers outshot us today.
Lil John would be proud of all the shots y'all are facing. I mean, damn.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Sorry to time in. Sorry to time in. But I'm on a beauty call soon, so I have to go back. The point is anyway. The point is anyway, yeah, is that I'm sorry. The excuse, I'm just fed up with hearing the excuses for this manager. I'm just getting fed up with the excuses. I'm fed up with hearing about Daniel Levy, right? When it's not down to Daniel Levy right now. I've got to be honest, and I'm just fed up with hearing it, to be honest with you. And I am Andrew, and the only reason why I say that he's got to stay to the end of the season because I don't want Mason in charge, because I don't believe in that Johan Lang and that Scott Munn, because I know they'll mess it up and get somebody else who's absolutely bang average. By the way, big up to my boy Perchy, by the way, every single time. You know what I mean? And Steve, by the way, as well. Big up to you. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody as well. But you know what I mean? And big up to my band Dan.
Special shout out to me and Perch. Yeah.
Big up to Danny, because like let's be honest, he's hot at the moment and on a hot streak at the moment, making good points. The point is anyway.
Pause. He's married, by the way.
Yeah, no. On the street, making good points, and he's on hot form at the moment. The point is anyway. The point is anyway is that I just don't understand the excuses for this manager. I really don't. You know what I mean? I just think the injuries are an excuse. I've heard that I've just been on another show and they said, Mourinho and Conte had injuries as well, and I'm like saying, well, I'm not being funny. It wasn't that bad. Oh, we had Harry Kane and Son. Well, we played around them. We played the game around these two players. You know what I mean? We don't play around like Maddison, our top players. We don't do it. You know what I mean? We just play a system. You know what I mean? And for me, I just don't see the logic. The thing that's the breaker for me is that he's not a coach. That's where I'm losing at the moment, because I don't think he's not a coach. As a manager, he hasn't got good coaches around him to help him. Right? This is where Arsene Wenger got it right. This is where Wenger got it right. You know what I mean? This is where Alex Ferguson got it right, but he's a coach as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's why he was special.
Alex, I agree,
that's why he was special. You
Alex was the first to call this, by the way. He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, no, Savard's already done it, and to his credit, because he didn't believe me in the first place, he's apologised to me. And to be honest,
you're right, mate. I said it for you months ago, Alex.
Big up to everybody. But it's just let me finish my point, Mari, and I'll let you go. But it's just the point I'm making is that I just don't see what is so good about him, and to be honest with you, I just can't connect with him. Now I'm trying to figure out what do I like now as a manager, because I don't know with this manager at the moment, and I'm that's what I'm doing at the moment, rather than keeping on chiming in telling me about this manager, because I've already said on Mr. Box Office TV, my last show, right? If you want to go and work and subscribe to that, if you don't know, get to know.
Love
I've told
the
you
plug-in,
why
by
I
the
don't
way.
like this manager. I don't like why don't like this manager, and I'm fed up with saying the same thing now. And that's all I've got to say. Back to you, Mari.
No, I'll just say this, not to steal your crown, but I'm gonna say this. This person, I know he's not big. Some people don't like him or whatsoever. Some do, whatsoever. But this person was actually the first, with context, and said it on a show that's very popular, and now it's changing their tune. I'm gonna give props to Patrick Tyrant because he said it from day one and gave the reasons. He said he broke it down on why.
But then he flip-flopped.
Why he did it. Yeah, no, he was never 100% sold. I'm gonna give him credit. He was never 100% sold.
Mari, he flip-flopped.
He got.
I mean, you did too, Stal. You did
on
too.
day one when they said
I never flip-flopped on this. When did I flip-flop?
No, I
What did he actually say?
No, but he was never hard on it from day one.
Mari, what did he say?
Patrick on the that's what happened. Patrick said it in front of Ricky Sachs and everybody on day one. We got hired. This is a bad hire. I don't like it, and he was getting.
And then he flip-flopped.
Yeah, because after the 10 games, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, Mari, you were doing so well.
Then he quickly got back to his original point that he didn't like the guy at all.
No. But he already flip-flopped in 10 games.
I'm not giving him credit.
No.
He was the only one. Because even on channel, you're like, okay, we had Ange. He hated it from day.
Yeah,
Mari,
and then he flips it after 5 games. That's irrelevant.
There's only one flip. That was after the 10 games.
Mari, 1 minute, guys. 1 second. Right, Mari, you are right. Patrick went on last one on Spurs with his book. He had his book like that. And he goes, look, I've got all these notes, pages and pages, and he went through about 10-15 minutes explaining what his research on Ange.
He did research and he got cursed out.
1 minute. Mari, we agree on that. Hear me out. We agree on that. And he got cursed. He got cussed and people gave him shit. However, after those first 10 games, that book, he did this. Right? Wait. And then he stayed like that for a year. And even hold on. Even when we re-signed Werner, he didn't budge. Even when we had that transfer window, he didn't budge. And even when we beat Man United, but then lost to Brighton, beat Aston Villa, but then lost to Crystal Palace, beat this team, then lost to Ipswich, he didn't budge. It's only now where the fan base has switched, he's now going to grab the book again. For me, that's a bit right. Whereas people like Box Office, and listen, fair play to Patrick. If he stuck to his guns, I'd give him maximum respect. And Maury, you haven't told a lie. Patrick did say that, and he was the
first. Alex didn't like him because he didn't like him. Right? That's his
Alex.
Maury, he did his research. They said why. He said
we're repeating the same thing. Maury, we're repeating the same thing. We know that. But Alex, once he went Ange out, he never budged. He never.
What the hell? Come on, no. The first one that needs his props is Karam, because he's the first one to say I don't like him, and he gave his reasons. No, it was fair.
No,
then I was the second. And then Alex joined us.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you?
No, but I never liked. Listen, this is not a competition here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
No, it's not a competition.
Who gives
a
shit?
At the end of the day,
research, and he said, I do not like this guy, and he did it on his
show.
But
the flip flop.
He should have done anything about it.
Can I just say something?
But you gotta give somebody credit.
No, I've got no respect.
No, Maury.
Actually, you've made me realize. Do you know why? Because if you feel a certain way, stick by it. For example, Levy out. I've stuck by it. I've never budged from it, and I've always fought for it. Always.
And that happened. You were Levy out once Poch got sacked, right?
Right, and I've never moved from that place.
Never moved.
Win, lose, or draw, I've always been there and protest them, and I'm still there. Hold on, I've never budged. Patrick, he goes on that show. I've been Enoch out for. You've never been to a protest. You've never done anything to fight against it. You've never boycotted. At least, sometimes people criticize Sava. Oh, but Sava says protest a waste of time. I disagree with Sava, but Sava, he boycotts. He doesn't give the club money. That's his form of protest. Patrick isn't that guy. So for me, a lot of people talk. A lot of people have opinions. Very few stick to them. You're right, though. Scott M, he's always stuck to his guns on hand. Always. He has. He's never budged. Murray, I'm not knocking you here. Just my view. I respect Scott M more for sticking to it and never budging. If you're going to change, you then change. Say, do you know what? I've changed my mind because I've seen A, B, and C. It's made me change my mind. I hold up my hands. But then don't go there and then say, actually, no, I'm going back this way, because then it's like, and I don't want to call him out. And I'm not. It's an example. But that's what Henry Wright does. He goes whichever way the wind blows. Oh, it's blowing this way. I'll go this way. It's blowing this way. I'll go that way. That's what Patrick did.
Right.
If you sit there for an hour with your book, preach it like the Bible, and then after 5 games, just, oh no, do you know what? I'm an atheist now. That's bollocks. He was talking crap. Cannot take a man serious who sits there with a book, gives me 50 minutes to an hour of detail, and then changes his mind over 5 games. He's irrelevant.
I'm trying to understand why I can't because I didn't like Poch. Like I said, I'm repeating myself again. It's almost sports of TV, you don't know. But the point is, Poch, organically, after a season and a half, I organically liked Poch. You see what I'm saying? It just organically, I just thought, I see something. You know what I mean? Martin Yo organically started to like him. Villas-Boas, I saw something. With this manager, I see a style, but it just isn't. There is a style there. There is a style there, but the style isn't getting me going. I don't think it worked for these players.
There's a style.
I agree with you, but I'm saying, but Perchy, I'm not saying that I like the style, but unfortunately, it is a style, isn't it? But the point is, I don't like this style.
Chaos.
I don't see it. It's chaos. Yes, that's the point.
Yeah, whatever it is, though, it's still a style. I think you're misinterpreting it, Perchy. Like, style means good. Yeah, maybe in clothing.
No.
If you're stylish.
It is his style.
I'm talking about his style of play.
Yeah, his style of play is a style of play. It's just it's crap.
I just sort of touch on it. I think it does. Sam made me sound old-fashioned. I don't really care what other people think about this manager anymore. If people want to flip-flop, that's the internet, right? Like, let's be fair. We win a couple of games, and just the best thing since sliced bread from the bulk of our fan base.
But that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem.
We could go and win 3 or 4 games in a row, and I don't care anymore. This guy has dragged me through it, right? Everyone keeps saying to me, "Prove." Everyone says, "Oh, he'll prove you wrong." How? Everything I said in the summer has come true. Everything I say every year comes true. Not with minus the odd result here and there. Like, this manager is awful. There's people. I'm at the point where, look, people can flip. If people flip flop, I get it. It happens all the time. I know loads of people that flip flop. It's fine. I'm done with worrying about that.
Everyone does it.
But but you can change your opinion on certain evidence. But it's going week in, week out. Oh, we win a game, we're great. We lose a game, we're shit. That's the narrative. I think we're really crap anyway. We're an okay side. We're average. We're mid-table at the moment, the way we play. But for me, I want to know. I just want to know anyone that, and I'm going to park Daniel Levy part of it for a second. I know still you want to get into it, but I'll park this one for 1 second. I want to know from this manager, without saying he's been backed and he'll do this and all this crap. I don't think we should back this guy anymore. But what tactically do people like about this manager? Forget about being backed. Tactically about this manager, what do people rate? Because I think a lot of people, I don't think there's many that actually do like this guy tactically. I think a lot of people are in that bracket of, we just don't want to sack a new manager and go through a whole new manager thing. So people don't rate this guy. There's not.
On the tactical side, his actual attack is good. His idea of attack is good, and if he would just fix that defense, everyone would like him 50% more.
On the midfield.
Do you actually like his attack? Because I don't like his attack.
I don't think there's anything about his tactics so great.
He gets goals with it.
Yeah, I get it.
You can if you launch everyone forward. Yeah, you're going to get a couple of goals here and there.
I don't like this sort of attack
with
though.
the second top scorers in the league.
I'm trying to understand why I don't like it, because it should really get me off my feet in terms of,
because it's the same type of goal over and over again, Alex. It's monotonous.
That's the thing, and I just think, I don't like it. And can I just make it clear? I don't like Daniel Levy. No, I am Levy out. Yes, but the thing is though, I'm parking that to the side here, right?
Agreed.
I'm parking it to the side here, and I'm looking at it and thinking the squad that we've got at the moment, other coaches can get better at this squad. And I have to be honest, and this is a point that I think you said it, Dan, first. You said it, Dan, first, because you said it last year. I'll give you credit on this one. You said this can be done better if we adapt the squad with these players better, right? That Ange is not doing at the moment. You know what I mean?
To the Conte style, basically.
Exactly. That's what you said. And I have to tend to agree. Yes, I won't enjoy it, but at least I'm seeing something.
Yeah, but counter-attacking football isn't as bad as people make out.
Yeah, I get you.
I didn't see people complaining about it where we done it to City and done it to Villa and have done it to other big teams. Because if you've got the right team to do it, Inter Milan, for example, they play very deep counter-attacking football, but it's very good to watch. I like a team with a solid defence and then 2 or 3 direct balls up there and a goal. It can be used very fast and look very good if you got the right players.
That was an entertaining team to watch. But my number one indictment against this manager is the very fact he's done this on the field with his in-game management, but he said this after press conference after press conference. It's basically saying that he will not do what needs to be done to get us over the line. He will not play. He will not be pragmatic. He will not do the things that need to win. And that's all I care about winning, is winning. I don't care if it dries, we win, or if it's attacking football. I don't care. I'm starving for trophies. I've only seen one trophy, one sense of glory, and that was the Carling Cup. You know, and for me, I'm to the point where I want us to have a manager who has great in-game management, will do what's needed to win. And even the legends who have their philosophy, like Pep and Ferguson, all of them have had to come to a point to show some pragmatism to get their team over the line. You have to be able to adjust in life. As a manager, you may be able to adjust. And the problem is his lack of stubbornness. Every week on NBC, they bash him that he is stubborn, unable to adapt, unable to adjust. And that's the number one indictment I have against this guy, and I want him out of my club.
Out of a question, then. Question for everyone. If he wouldn't have said half of what he said, and wouldn't have mentioned about I win cups in my second season, I want to be looking for a league in that, would people be expecting so much of him or still be so pissed off with him or willing to wait a bit longer?
If they said it's going to go through a tough period and it's going to take time and this is a project and some of the signings that have come in might take time to settle in, you just got to give it a couple of years. I think
he did say it's going to be rough and ragged.
He also said he wins trophies.
Yeah, but if you buy Johnson, it's how can we
answer the question, please? Right. Thank you. If he set out realistic expectations, but more importantly, the club did, I think it needs to come from above, not the managers always being the mouthpiece of what goes on, then I think fans would be very different and we'd be a bit more calmer. But the fact we spent this colossal amount of money, we got rid of the deadwood, like the dyes and the chicken faces. And he said, I always win a trophy in my second season. I challenge for the league. I want to challenge for the league. He pushed the bar so high up that now he's being held account to it. So 100%, Dan. He set this up. It's on him.
He's done himself up like a kipper, hasn't he? If he wouldn't have gone stating about cups and competitions and everything, then I don't think people would be going so harsh on him as such. But he put it into everyone's head in the first minute.
I'll be honest. I don't want to hear my manager talking about stuff like that. I don't want to hear about projects and processes. It's all buzzwords to me. I don't buy into any of that. Project, process, it's all PR nonsense to make us all lower.
So do you want your manager to talk to you about what he's got the plan for, or to just shut up and get on with it?
I just want him to shut up and get on with the job. I don't.
But you're one of the first ones who's always sat there and said you want communication with the manager.
No, I want communication tactically. For example, after a game of football, I want my manager to come out and say, "Look, we were awful defensively today. I promise I'll be working on this, that, and the other." Okay. I don't want to hear about what we're going to do in the future. I think it's nonsense. I think it's all crap. I don't want to hear about project, process, buzzword central. I want my manager to talk about tactical stuff. Oh, we weren't great in midfield today. I think I know I'm going to make certain adjustments for the next game that will alleviate these sort of problems. It doesn't have to be. It's not rocket science, right? Be a manager, be a coach, and talk to me like a coach. You don't need to talk to me like, oh, well, I win stuff in my second season, mate. You can win. You can win crap in Scotland when you're the Man City at Celtic. The Man City.
But a lot of people complain that we never get told anything is what is going on at the club, and we haven't got a clue. Yeah. That's what I'd say.
But what club tells us that though? Name me.
I'm talking about Spurs and what I hear of majority of Spurs.
Yeah, I get that.
We don't ever know what's going on. We don't know what's happening. Is it this? Is it that? And a lot of people say that they would rather the manager or even the owner come out and say, right, this is the plan we're going to do. We're going to do a youth project, or basically it's a project that we're going to do and stick with a manager that's going to go on for 3 to 5 years. We're going to stick for income, love, nor money. And that is that, basically. And that is what I've heard of about 80% of the fan base, I'd say. When he keeps his mouth shut, it's what a lot of things complaining about. But he's got to be
fan
balanced,
base flip-flops, Dan. 1 minute it's a project, next it's Project Youth. Now it's injuries. We as a fan base jump on whatever bullshit big YouTube accounts and the media feed us. We're like, yeah, it must be that. We're going to sign Gallagher and Eze and No, you're not. Shut up. Yeah. Stop. It's like we're the most brainless fan base in England. We believe everything.
No. Hang on. What I will say, it's not just Spurs.
See what's going on with the owners, with the manager, with the players.
It's football in 2024. We're just one of the biggest culprits of it because we're the most unsuccessful big team out there. We're not a big team.
We're a lunatic football club. Our fan base.
We're mental. It's chaos.
My friends that support Brighton, Birmingham, Wolves, Leicester, even Newcastle, and some of my friends from overseas, when they watch the Premier League, they always say to me, "You're the strangest fan base out of everyone. Like we don't understand you guys." I think we are the worst. I mean it because that's the feedback I get. And these aren't rivals like Chelsea and Arsenal who hate us, that just want to take digs. These are neutral fans that look at us. Even Leicester fans say to me, "What the fuck are you not talking about?" I'm like, I don't know.
I watch YouTube channels and involved in like football YouTube and WhatsApp groups and all that with every kind of fan, right? Like so, and Spurs. I agree. Spurs is the most fascinating, the most divided, the most polarizing. Yeah. That's what
Steve. No, I can explain it. No, our fan base is like this, right? Of course, the other clubs, the Chelseas and Cities, right? They have a 10, they have a 9, right? They have an 8, a girl. But we're the club that will have a 4 and say, "Oh man, she's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10."
Her personality.
Oh, she's a 4. But we're like, no. No, we just got this. She's a 10. She's a 10. And everybody else is saying, "No, she's a 4. Maybe at best a 5." That's Spurs. That's our club. Right,
Steve. When we have just to explain you exactly our fan base. When you have someone that never takes a shower and slags off everyone on YouTube, an idiot like him, the Hotspur hippie. That's what we have. We have idiots like him. We have people that don't take showers, people that think they're better than what they are, and we just have incompetence at their best.
Great. Now I'm going to have 3 videos made about me and Tottenham away tomorrow. Fantastic. Fantastic. I haven't said a word, but I guarantee tomorrow
it'll be your fault.
Lagged off now.
Yeah, just like a month.
Sava will get one as well, just for a bit of fun.
But I swear, I'll send him a shipment of all a Head and Shoulders just so he can clean himself. The disgusting little bastard.
Beatrix, listen. Right, we're bad.
Do you know how this works? We are live right now.
I don't give a shit. Fuck him.
So you don't have a channel, so he's not going to come for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
Come on, let's keep it PG now. Come on now, man. You know what I mean? This is from the box office now, man. For goodness sake, I have to keep it PG.
Keep it PG. Alex is right. Keep it PG. I want to move it on to Levy because there's only like 20 minutes left of the show because I can't go more than 3 hours because I need some sleep. Just two things I want to address very quickly, and then we'll go on to Levy. It was this comment here. Stel, you said on another stream you always back every manager. Yes, but after Conte's rant, I said any other manager that accepts this, he's a yes man. I did say that. Conte, after what he said, when he told the truth, I said any manager that comes in and accepts what goes on at this club, i.e. Werner's, random signings, then I've got an issue. And this one here, Stel, you remained consistent, probably one of the first to speak against Levy, but you still pay for tickets. So it seems self-defeating in a way. Right, I've said this a million times. I'll say it for the last freaking time. If I give up my ticket, it's going to go to a Levy lover. It's going to go to a Butler type fan. And that fan will do what? Defend, support the realm. If I'm in there, I can make it toxic. I can get things going if need be.
That's also why you went to a Chelsea game.
Bro, I went there for the protest. Right.
Yes.
And on top of that, why should I give up my club because of the owners? Yes, I know my money feeds him. I get it. That's the price I pay, and I accept it. But I can stay at home and watch it on TV. Guess what? My Sky subscription money goes where? Back into the Premier League clubs. I can't win, so I'd rather be there, and that's how I take action. Now, if you want to hold that against me, fair play. You're allowed to. That's my tactic. Maybe my tactics are wrong. Maybe I'm like Ange, bad tactics. Right. The reason I want to bring up Levy, guys, is this. We've had this conversation to death, but more so than ever before, a lot of the fans that are defending Ange are doing it on the basis of no, it's the board. Finally, we are going to jump on the bandwagon of it's the board. And the moderates are now going after the board. You're seeing it across all the YouTube channels. I'm still not convinced because actions speak louder than words. And a couple of wins, they're all going to flip-flop. They're all going to stop talking about it. I know how this works. But they are talking about it a hell of a lot more. They are being more aggressive with it. So the pressure's on the board. There's a protest planned. Let's see if it goes ahead before the Liverpool game. But people have said to me, Ange is safe. There's noises coming out the club that Ange is safe. But is he safe when this happens, right? So there was a lot of Levy out chants after Bournemouth. Before the game tonight, this happened. This was before we even, I think it was just before kickoff or the first 10 minutes. This happened. So Levy out chants. And then after the game, when we drew, this happened. Right. When it starts in the terraces like that, it then spirals to the home games. And when it happens at the home games, that's when Levy makes a decision. Do you think Levy this time will pull the trigger hearing that if it gets to that stage in the home stadium? Or, 1 minute, Dietrich. Or do you think, actually, no, Ange is here, he's going to back him because he's scared that if he sacks another manager, where does he go there? But then, if he keeps a manager losing, that's going to get a heck of a lot louder. And that goes on TV.
Can I just say something?
Let Dietrich speak, then I'll come to you, Alex, because I know you want to speak. I just want to get your opinions on this, because a lot of fans are saying to me, no, Levy won't do it. Where I'm saying, bullshit. If we keep losing in the league, Levy's going to get rid of him. But listen, fans are divided on it this time. I just want to get your view. Go on, Dietrich, you go first.
Okay, so just quickly, because I'm based my opinion on facts. And look what happened on the Nuno. When everyone got together and started screaming Levy out, he got sacked. So I believe if the fans do it again, Andrew will have the sack. It doesn't matter. Because Levy did back him. They gave him 400 million to spend. But my only issue I have with these two videos, I was hearing it like on the TV on the background. It was only for 30 seconds. a real Levy out chance should be for at least halftime, like at least 45 minutes, non-stop. Everyone screams Levy out,
That's
Levy
never
out, Levy
happened.
out.
That's never happened in the past.
But that's
when
the
Levy reacted.
But that's the thing. Like the video only shows a portion of the fan base. It's not everyone is together. Even if you look back,
what you're saying, Dietrich, what you're saying is what you'd like to see. What I'm saying is this is what happens when Levy reacts. So it's
but he's not. I'm saying like in general, if everyone gets together, yes, he will react. But if you look at the video, only a section of the fan base starts screaming Levy out.
Which is why I said this is how it begins, and then if it gets into the home game stadium and it gets loud, because this is how it begins. That's what I'm trying to say. We're not there yet, but this is how it starts. This is how it started last time. I remember.
Yeah. If it gets bigger, then Ange will have to say because we have factual evidence.
You think Levy will sack him if the Levy out chants get louder?
Well, if top 4 is out of the reach and the fan base turn on him, yes, he will get sacked. It's a fact.
Okay,
it's not
Alex,
my opinion.
Where are you? At
I think you could be right. You could be right. I will be very angry though, right? If he sacks Ange, right, and he puts Mason in charge, I'll be fuming.
It will happen.
I'll be fuming.
Put Mason in as caretaker, of course. That's normally
no. I'll be fuming. I'll be fuming.
Normally, what happens?
Perchy, I'll be fuming because I think for me, you should know by preparing for another coach because there are coaches out there that you can get.
Let him finish, Perchy.
For me, you can get coaches out there. For me. To do to improve his squad as far as I'm concerned. I think that's just showing lack of preparation. And yeah, I would want him on. I want him out anyway, right? But the thing is, though, I said, and I've said it on another program, it's already been clipped, that I wouldn't sack Ange, right? Even if the fans turn, right? If you're just going to get Mason in charge, if you're just going to do that. I'm fuming. I'm sorry. That is just not an excuse for me. That is not.
So you want Ange sacked but only on the condition that Levy hires a full-time manager right away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's got to be like that, Steve, isn't it? It's got to be like that.
Alex, I get what you're saying, but the question I'm asking though is, do you think Levy, if these chants get louder, do you think he will pull the trigger? Or
on history,
the noises coming out the club are they're going to back him. What do you think?
I think on history, yes, but I do think they are backing him though. I think they are backing him. I think I don't think that statement was.
Then backing him isn't sacking him, though, Alex. That's the point, isn't it?
No. Wait. If you say the owners back Ange, then how come they never bought a statement saying we back him? Because they never did that for any managers. Even Poch, even Poch towards the end, they didn't even come out and say we back him, we trust him, he's our long-term manager. They never said that. Even Ange.
On history, right? He will get sacked, right? On history, I think he will get sacked.
I agree.
Yes, right. But I do think there is a little bit of. I do see a little bit of them being resolute a little bit. Again, I think this is going to have to see long term. I think we're going to see how this plays out.
I'm going to be honest. And I thought about this on Sunday. All right, you never know with this club. All right, we get a result against Southampton. We lose against Liverpool. The game that's at home, and it's the quarterfinal, the United game, which I could see us putting up a huge stinker. If that happens and he's eliminated, and those same Bulls are there, he's fired after that game, the United game.
Mari, do you think they care more about the Carabao Cup or league position?
League.
I think they care more about the league, but. As you said, and box office.
If we got the cup, they're not going to care. They're going to care if we lose to Liverpool and Southampton.
No. I'm talking about the fans, right? Because they're talking about the fans booing. Hey, we want Levy out.
Correct. Yes.
It will be loud in a quarterfinal game than a regular, regular league game. It may be loud, but not as loud as a quarterfinal because That's the closest we've been to actually touching, a trophy. If we lose that United game, it's going to get real toxic in that building, and I can see him pulling the trigger, say, "All right, he's gone. Andrew's gone." I can see that. I'm banking that game is save your job game for Ange. That's the game.
So Dietrich is saying yes, if it gets loud, he's gone. Alex is saying he thinks yes, he'll be gone if it gets louder, but he's going to lose the plot if Mason comes in. And you're saying you think it depends on the Man United Carabao Cup game.
Yeah.
Right. Dan, what about you? Yeah. If it gets louder in that one. All right. Let's go to Dan and then Perchy and Steve. Dan, what do you think with this whole, the chance of beginning, but the board seem to be backing him from what we believe, but then do we believe what the media say? Probably not.
It's like you said, I think they're in a right predicament now, whereas they're in trouble if they do, trouble if they don't, sort of thing. They're going to, if they go and sack him now, they're going to probably lose more of the fan base than they ever have done as such, because you're going to get a lot of fences falling over to the other side, fence sitters falling over to the other side as such, because they don't want to see Ange go. And you're also going to see a few people who are even more on Levy's side fall over onto the other side, because again, they don't want to see the manager go. But then if we keep getting worse and worse, you're going to also see people turn over on the other side because they're getting pissed off that we're losing all the time or not winning, basically. If we go out of that cup, he surely hasn't got much time left on him, because
you're talking Carabao, right? Versus Man United.
Yeah.
Hamworth.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then fans are going to be upset because we're so desperate for a trophy that Andrew's bragged on about that he gets on his second season. And plus, if it gets to the point where there's no chance whatsoever of Champions League, where it's already looking out the window for me, but with the Europa, whatever else, he's going to have to go. I think he's going to be gone by the end of January. And the reason I reckon is because Levy's going to wait that long, even if it's just poor results all the way, and say, right, I gave him an extra chance, but I couldn't spend no money on players because I was basically didn't want to give him no more money, but I gave him a chance like a lot of the fan base wanted me to, but he's got to go. And it saves Levy money as well that he can just put towards the manager instead of having to buy players and wages and that as well. That's what I think happened.
Right, so Dan's going on the basis of avoiding spending money on the transfers. He's gone quite tactical on what Levy will do. Perchy, where are you at with the Levy situation?
What do I think with the whole Levy situation? What, as in, when will Levy pull the plug on this absolute fraud of a manager?
My question is, the Levy out chance is starting. They're not going after the manager; they're going after the chairman. I think most fans, even if they believe Ange is the problem, are deflecting onto the chairman regardless because they're sick of it. My question is this: if these chants escalate and it gets into the home ground and it gets loud like it did under Conte, the board have kind of come out and said they're backing him. They're going to stick with him. Do you think that lasts if the Levy out chants get louder?
Well, no, look, I think it's relative, right? And it's actually something to do with what Alex said. He made a really good point before he went. Was the chairman isn't stupid. He's actually a very, very smart man, and he knows. He does a lot of what he does to deflect on himself. So when that happens, look, would he sack him? Possibly, but I don't think he can unless he has. Look, let's be fair. He sacked Pochettino and replaced him with Jose Mourinho. So as a way, you get rid of an absolute beloved manager at this football club, but you bring in Jose Mourinho. Whatever you think about it, he's trying to upskill the manager position there, whatever you want to say with it. I don't know where he goes with that, because there's no talk that we're linked with other managers. So I always say it's no smoke without fire. Can he just sack him and then bring in the likes of Brian Mason? Will that appease fans? Probably not. I think that might make it worse, actually. So I think we're stuck in a rock and a hard place. What I want is different to what I think is going to happen. The problem is I think you could sack him now and it could change. I don't want this guy here tomorrow, let alone in a month's time. But look, if the chants get more, the problem is the chants are fickle anyway for me. Like not from certain groups. Certain groups will sing it even if we're 4-0
Mate,
up.
say as you want, Perchy. Say as you want.
No. But my point is there's like people like yourself, for example. I'll use you as the royal you in this port.
I mean
people
what
like
I say.
you.
I mean,
But I mean, my point is whether or not we're 3-0 up against Man United, you still want Daniel Levy to be gone, and you will proudly say that. My point is we have a very fickle fan base within it that right now results aren't going bad, so now it's Daniel Levy's fault. Fine.
Yeah.
We should be you should be, if you believe in that, even if we're winning 5 games in a row, battering teams left, right, and centre, you should still want that. So that's where I think the problem is. This is, by the way, this is why I think like nothing will change, because we actually haven't got a fan base that will stand up and take ownership of what is ours, which is the football club. I look at clubs in Spain. Valencia fans all stormed out of their stadium, 2-0 up in a league game, watching the game on their phones because they
the
they
Europeans
hate
are a different breed to us, Perchy.
Mate, there was 2 Valencians that flew to Singapore because they hate Peter Lim that much, got arrested and got jailed because it's illegal to protest in Singapore. I'll just use that one as an example.
Mate, the Applewell fans in Cyprus set fire to the homestand behind the goal.
Mate, exactly.
During the match.
Napoli fans Napoli fans steal the wheels of the owners because they didn't buy a certain player.
Yeah, it's different.
They stole the steering wheel of the managers. They stole the steering wheel of the manager's car and said, "We don't trust you. Prove us wrong, and we'll give you a steering wheel."
And he won
back.
a league title.
He won the league, and the ultras walked back and gave me steering wheel, going, "You can have your car back." So my point is, I'm not condoning that behaviour, but my point is
I condemn that behaviour.
No, but hear me. My point. No, but hear me out. My point
Words of Dietrich Kane are of only Dietrich Kane and not a reflection of Stelios.
Daniel Levy has built the football club.
Got you, man.
He has built this industry that we've got now, because it's not just a football club. It's a conglomerate of everything. He's built this to a point where fans are just happy now. Look, right now they're not. Right now, people are screaming Levy out.
If the chants get louder, do you think he'll pull the trigger?
Yeah, probably because he will do, because it protects him as a chairman. It protects him as a chairman. Daniel Levy is the most self-entitled individual I've ever met. I say I haven't met him, but comes across as a very self-entitled. He will do it to protect. He will protect his own skin,
his own brand.
Because my point is look, I'm not saying this will happen, but the sort of thing he'll do is he'll keep Ange Postecoglou, have tapped someone up behind. Once they've tapped him up and he's gone, yeah, I'll sign on the dotted line. He'll boot Ange out, bring this new guy in, and then we all go, oh, we've got a new manager in charge. And it will basically happen again. We know it will happen again. We'll rinse and repeat, blah, 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 whatever happens. But Daniel Levy doesn't really get accountable for this football club. He's not. Because there's no real... When I say, I'm not suggesting in certain people like yourselves, I'm saying as a football fan base, it's what? Is it 1% of people? It's not even 1% that will actively do something, whatever happens. You need the whole collective has to happen. But until that happens, the problem is this guy has built a multi-billion-pound industry. You're competing against a multi-billion-pound industry that this guy's created. And I don't see what happens. For me, and I've always said, Daniel Levy can be used as this bracket. For me, it's not necessarily him. It's the ideology of Tottenham Hotspur has to change. I stand by it. The ideology has to change.
But he is the ideology. He sets the culture.
No, he is. But my point, when I say the ideology, I'm talking about you could get rid of Daniel Levy tomorrow, and somebody comes in and goes, well, they built this. I just carry on doing the same thing.
Correct.
You need people to come in that go, oh, this is great, but we want these trophies lifted up.
But Perchy, this is why, for me, the argument isn't Levy in, Levy out. The argument is, are you prepared to roll the dice and try something different, which could be better, worse, or the same? We could get Levy 2.0. We could get Mike Cash, or we could get a Man City, right? I don't know what we're going to get. The question fans need to ask themselves are this: do you want to take a chance, or do you want to stick with this, which makes us do what? Moan about managers every 18 months, moan about transfers every 18 months,
Yeah.
rip each other's heads off, do YouTube videos cussing each other, have the most toxic fan base, and win nothing. I'm done with that, man. I've given it 10
I
years,
agree.
20
I
years.
agree with you. I agree with you.
I will happily roll the dice and pray to God we get Elon Musk.
Yeah.
We might not.
Anyone. I just want
I
somebody.
don't want to do this anymore. That's where I'm at.
Do you know what I want at the moment? I just want to be.
Fans want certainty. We want to know who the new owner is going to be, how old he is, what's his bank account number, what has he done in his life that's morally good, morally bad, what's his ethical stance, who's he related to, did he ever live in the Middle East, is he connected to Russia? Fucking hell, man.
I just want somebody that comes in. I just want somebody that comes in and says, "Do you know what? You've got a conglomerate of wealth that is coming through every means, through every orifice in this football club. Money is coming into it. That money we will use and correctly use to build a club a football club that you lot can appreciate and respect. That we may have moments where we're bumpy in the roads, but
that's the ideal owner, man. Someone that cares.
And that's you just. Yeah. I don't sit here and go, I want some multi-billion. I just want someone that I can go, do you know what? You want
someone competent.
You get what I want as a fan, and you will do what you want as a
fan.
Give
me Brighton's owners with our resources.
Hang on.
And I'm telling you,
I'd have the guy at Brentford as well. Him as well. He's very good.
Give them with our resources. Steve, right, you're a Newcastle fan. You've got new owners. You protested. You got Ashley out after God knows how many years. You've got new owners. How's it working out for you, man? And how do you look at Spurs with our owners?
I mean, Levy's trash is very easy to. I don't give you guys a shot to win anything or be
trash based on what? Why do you say he's trash?
Well, he recruits poorly, both players, managers, whoever. I think the stadium has given an aesthetically more pleasing look to fans, and they put way too much weight into that. If you guys are still at White Hart Lane or whatever, I think more people probably want him out. I just don't rate him, bro. I don't think he prioritizes actually being really good at like having a really good football team. I'm not impressed by anything he does. Huh?
Who, sorry? The Newcastle owners?
No, I'm saying about Levy.
Oh, sorry, apologies. I was going to say, I was like, what has your guys done wrong?
No, because Stella asked me why.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, it's all good. Stella asked me why I thought Levy was trash.
Yeah, listen, Perch.
Very obvious for me.
It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like 2:30, sorry.
Bro, like.
I was going to say, you ain't that far ahead.
Your lack of trophies isn't an accident. The club culture that you guys have isn't an accident. And your fans, a lot of them don't they don't like actually want him out. There are a lot of happy clappers, it looks like.
It's not just a happy clapper thing, Steve. It's just you'll find with a lot of the Spurs fan base, they try to be, again, from what I noticed, they try to be so morally correct, PR, whatever you want to call them.
Which is cringy.
So PC. That's it. They're so PC. I don't want oil money. I don't want blood money. I've already said I don't care whether the money comes from Colombia, from people's blood. I don't care if it comes from bloody oil. Just give the money to put into the football, not just the business.
That's what we are, though. We're football fans. We want to see our team do well.
The problem is Spurs put the money into the football.
I was going to say,
but they're not a good job at allocating money and hiring. Yes,
correct.
We don't need somebody to have loads of money.
Well.
We could have got players for cheaper if we paid more wages. The problem is we don't pay the wages.
Yeah. And we can do. The thing is
we all know that.
We don't need somebody to come in and go and pump £1 billion into the club. We make shitloads of money.
Yeah.
But we do need them to do that because all the players we got. Yeah, we do because we got to get rid of basically 3/4 of that whole team.
You don't need people to come in and go, oh, we're going to pump £1 billion to buy trans. We make enough money that you can buy, but with what we've got, you can buy.
But that's long term. That's long term. You need someone to come in who will spend their money now and then make
We've
it
got
back
money
in the long
now.
term.
We're one of the richest football clubs in the world.
I agree with Perchy. We've got the money.
We've got loads of money.
We've got money to spend, definitely. But the person who
Dan,
comes in would definitely be willing to put their money on the table. Is
And
what we need.
we've got the money to pay the wages. The issue is we misallocated. And then Dombele on 250 grand, however much it was a year, disaster. Timo Werner is a disgrace of a signing. He's on 165k.
It's disgusting.
So when people say, "Oh, but you know, it's hard to use the money and there's margins you got to work in," look at your budget, look at the wage bill you're allowed to consume, and say, right, how do we get the most out of this that gets us the most quality? But what we do is we focus on quantity, not quality.
Bang on, spot on.
Regardless, we've had we've had 7 football directors under Levy, 2 head scouts, 14 managers. And regardless of who is given the football roles, the same pattern happens. Quantity over quality. That comes from above, man. You can't tell me all these managers and all these football directors operate from the same, what do you call it, play sheet.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. This comes from above. It's them.
We buy for longevity to potentially look. So we will, for example, we would spend... I use this example. We'd spend £40 million on an Archie Gray in the pretense that you've got him for 10 years, but you wouldn't spend £40 million on a 29-year-old that you're going to have for 2 years but that's the play you need right this moment. Does that kind of get my point?
Yeah, you hope Archie Gray becomes Gareth Bale.
Yeah. We hope Archie Gray gets better because if he can stay at the club for 10 years, or we can sell him on for £120 million because he's become like he's shot up like that. My point is, but you won't go and pay a £40 million player that you need immediately, but won't have a sell-on value at the end of it because he'll only sign a 2 or 3 year contract at the age of 29, and at the end of it, he's gone for nothing. So the way you look at the signings that we buy, look at all the signings we've made, right? They're all very long-term signings, and they've always been long-term signings. Odeber, right? Okay, Gray, Bergvall.
Or even Adogi and Porro.
If someone comes into the club, they're going to have to slam a lot of money down on the pitch, because to make us title contenders, there's only about maybe one player in that entire team now that you'd actually put in any of the top 4 teams.
Who?
So, if anyone, probably VDV might get away with it.
Maybe in a couple of years. I'd
Romero, if he's playing in a decent defence, would look better. One or the other, But whoever would have to come in to make us title contenders would literally have to clear out that whole front 11 and most of the squad and basically rebuild from scratch.
Yeah.
Which would cost a lot of money, and also putting the wages significantly up. There's a lot of work to do there if you want to make us title contenders.
But it doesn't always have to be at a click of a finger, right? My point is you could a new chairman could come in, just keep it simple, and go, this is our 5-year plan right now. We are going to build blocks to get to that position, right? My point
but whether it's in 6 months or 5 years, that's still a lot of money that's going to have to be put in there.
But we make a lot of money. I don't think you realise how much money we make. We make.
Oh, I do. We're the third biggest income in sport. I do realise, but either way, the money is going to have to be put into the club. What I'm saying, and
it's coming through the club though. The money goes into the club, but instead of it going into dividends,
we misspend the money. We do it all the time.
I agree. We misspend money. I agree.
Most of it comes down to wages. We could get some of the players we've got. We could get players twice as good as them, but possibly cheaper. But if we paid the wages,
Dan,
that is our biggest problem.
We pay the wages, but we pay it on the wrong players. Like Son should have been sold. Free up his wages. He's done.
Yeah, we've only got 3 players getting paid over 100 grand.
Werner's the 3rd highest paid player at the club. Why?
Yeah.
Why are the wages being spent on him? He's no good. Look, I want to move it on because we've gone over the 3 hours and I need to get some rest. But I can't miss this super chat. I promised him, and he's paid. Big up John Lee. He says, we need to sack Ange, but who is coming to take over our mess? Guys, tell me who you want, who we can realistically get, who we could get out of their contract and they would consider coming to Spurs, right? Dietrichs, who would you like to see that we can realistically get fantasy?
Realistically, for me,
managers?
I don't want to hear anything about Areola or the Ipswich manager. I want a proven winner. Gasperini, you can go and pick him up from Atalanta.
I don't know if that's
Do you think he'll leave Atalanta, a Champions League team, and a team who's actually are they first or second in Serie A?
They're top of Serie A.
No, they're top. They're top.
He's not leaving, is he, Dietrich? He's not leaving.
Yeah, but we said the same thing with Amram, and look, he left to Man U. If you pay the money, no,
it's slightly different.
Gasperini.
You know what? Fair enough. Okay, no, fair point. Gasperini. Okay, Gasperini. Dan, what about you?
My first choice on a realistic manner would be Nagels. What's his name? No, I can't pronounce his bloody name. Yeah, that is who would be my first.
He's already turned us down once.
He turned us down.
But if we got his, the reason for it was because we wouldn't have his full coaching staff in.
So why would that change this time around?
Depends how desperate Levy gets.
I don't think it would.
He was willing to put in a lot more of the wages down for Conte just to get him in the club.
Still right now.
Yeah, he's the Germany
manager.
Yeah,
he's the Germany
manager.
manager.
He's not going to leave Germany for Spurs.
He's the Germany manager.
Yeah.
That is who I would like anyway. If we're going to go for someone else, then it's either Thomas Frank, or I'd even be willing, if we're doing this project, to take on the Ipswich manager.
Holy shit!
Would we take Gasperini, Dan?
I don't see why not.
Okay, so you're more Thomas Frank or McKenna. McKenna's at Ipswich.
McKenna, that's it.
He was ex-Spurs, by the way, McKenna. He was ex-Spurs.
That's what I mean. He knows the club, basically, how it works.
Yeah. Cool. We said that about Ryan Mason as well, but I guess this guy's actually got experience. Ryan Mason.
He's done a very good job with Ipswich. He's done a very good job.
He has.
I would like
Murray. I'm coming around to you. Perchi, who's your one?
I could give you a list of names. Michel at Girona, Michel Sanchez, very good manager.
Yeah.
I'd go and get this. I'd go and get the Celta Vigo manager, Claudio Girardes.
I like him.
36-year-old, first job, playing some of the best football in Spain right now. If you want to go and build an ideology around one manager, a young manager, and work up with him, he's a very good manager. I'd have Raiola. I think he's a good manager. Frank, McKenna. Look, for me, I'd even go up to Brighton and say, look, we'll have your lad here because he looks like a top-tip manager, coach. If you wanted to go and be a bit sentimental, I'd go and get Michael Carrick from Middlesbrough. I think Michael Carrick's a good coach. He's doing really well at Middlesbrough. Look, I'm completely honest with Dietrich. The proven winner thing isn't ever going to work at the moment at this football club. What's the point? It's never going to work. We all know it's not going to work. Gasperini is a very good coach, very good manager. Why, at his age, why would he want to come to Tottenham right now?
Atalanta's buying and selling of players over the last 6 years has been outstanding.
Can I just explain the point with Gasperini? It's actually insane. He took players like Charles de Ketelaere that flopped at Milan.
Yeah.
He took Lookman. He only takes flops. Even Kolasinac, the worst defender that was in Arsenal, turned him into one of the best center backs in Syria.
Yeah.
He turned shit into the best. That's why I want him.
Do you know what it is?
Sorry, Steve, come back. I kicked you out by mistake.
I gotta go, but let me get my
Who's your one? Who's your one, Murray?
I also like Michel. Here's a wild card. For me, because I love the fact that since we're going the youth route, but I like his in-game management. But I actually like don't want to butcher his name, but but we can't get him. So it's definitely because they're favorite.
Who are you talking about?
What's this guy's name again?
What club's he at?
No, he's for Spain. Luis de Fuente.
Luis de la Fuente.
Yeah,
he's never leaving club.
He isn't going to leave Spain, but again, he's a
top coach. I wish this was 2027 after he wins the World Cup with Spain because he's good with youth. He has good in-game management. I think he is a great manager. And he's going to go to a good club after the Spain national team. And then the person, who coaches my rivals, Gallardo.
Marcelo Gallardo. Yeah.
He
Was
flopped
he the
in
one at
Saudi.
River Plate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the Argentinian fella.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I
He
remember.
flopped in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
But that's Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't hold that against.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No,
hold
but
it.
he couldn't manage egos. That's why he flopped.
All right, Steve. Let me ask Steve. If you were a Spurs fan, who would you like to see?
I think back three works for you best because of the wing backs, because of the center backs, and the
Like a 3-5-2 system.
3-5-2, 3-4-1-2. You put Maddison 10, whatever. I would say, probably Gasparini would be the best pick. So,
Do we get him?
But I also like Wilfred Nancy at ML. What's it called? At Columbus Crew. 1 second, actually.
I think someone's telling him off. For me, guys, I want someone that understands the Premier League. I want some because I've seen so many managers come here, and the Premier League kind of is too much for them. It doesn't mean they can't come here and do well. We've seen foreign managers come and do well. I want a Premier League proven manager, and the one that stands out for me right now is Areola. I really
look at Spain, and you know what? I think you guys should go Spain. I'm in the same predicament at Newcastle. I want Eddie Howe the hell out of here because it's over.
But still,
I want ideally a Spanish manager because they do quite well in this league. Even still, I hear it on the whole Premier. I hear it on the whole Premier League thing, but sometimes that doesn't work. Like Nuno was managing a Wolves for.
Well, Arteta's Spanish. They're not doing too badly, are they?
Right, Antonio Raiola, Pellegrini's won a league here before with Man City, so Spaniards do quite well here.
Pellegrini's Chilean, isn't he?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
he did manage in Spain.
Spanish-speaking managers. So
Gasparini's the best name I've heard tonight. Gasparini's the best name, but I personally don't think we can prize him here. Whereas Areola, I think. Listen, if we can get Solanke from Bournemouth, we can get a manager from Bournemouth. I think we can do that. I think it's doable.
I know we're not the same level as Juve, but just to tell you, like Gasperini actually wants to leave Atalanta. It's just nobody went there and got him.
Where'd you hear that?
Because Juve was before they got Thiago Motta, Juve was looking at Gasperini because
he's got friends on Twitter.
No, I'm reading. It's based on rumors. But he was about to go to Juve, but just nobody priced him out. And after he proved himself when they were at Atalanta, the Europa League, I think he's good enough to manage, and he's ready to take over the next challenge.
The only thing is that he was at Inter Milan, coming up on like a decade ago, Gasparini actually, and he wasn't there for long. He got sacked but like he is a changed manager since then.
Yeah.
He is. So I won't hold that too much against him, but like he is.
Imagine turning Lookman into one of arguably top 10 winger in the league. No, in the world.
He's been the best player in Serie A this year.
Yeah.
Straight up. Him or Barella. You can take your pick. Dan, you watch Serie A.
I'm gutted. By the way, Alex Box Office, we've already done Andrew's quotes on Werner. I see your comments, but we already covered it earlier on before you came on. For me, I'm just gutted because when we sacked Conte or Conte left, whatever, and everyone was talking about who they want. I had a look, and the one that I thought this could really work at Spurs in the league was Arne Slot. And I went on Tottenham TV and I did a whole show on it. And then he turned us down, or we didn't want to pay the money, whatever. And now he's gone to Liverpool, and he's got such a good balance between defense and attack. That's what I feel we need badly, and he's turning up trees over there, man. Fair play.
They're gonna win one of the big two. Prime or
you never know, man. The thing is with Liverpool, though, Steve, one or two key injuries, I think they've got problems though. Their squad
sure.
If they lose Salah,
you can say the same about us. Man City without Rodri.
Man.
Yeah.
Saka gets injured or whatever, has a leave of absence from Arsenal.
Well, Arsenal lost Odegaard and they went to shit, so you're right.
So you can say that about all the top. I agree.
You're right,
I got Salah, then Salah. But
Arsenal have had their blip. City are going for it. A Liverpool due one.
I don't think so, because if you actually look at Salah's injury record, he's been there for 7 years now at Liverpool. He's missed 13 games through injury.
Really?
You know what? Yeah.
I can't. The other one I can't remember his name.
Games, the only time he ever misses games for Liverpool consistently is when AFCON is on in.
I can't remember his name. Who's the Fiorentina manager?
Rafael Palladino.
Palladino.
I don't think he'd be a bad shout either.
Yeah, like that. Just
Palladino is really. They're going to make top 4 this year.
Do you know what I want? Do you know what I want though? Yes, when we talk about we can pick managers, plug them. I just want a manager to come in, look at what we've got, and go put round pegs into round holes. Yeah. I don't want this in full inverted crap.
Number 6 in the number 6. The wing backs playing as wing backs.
I just want a man. I want a tactician that comes in and goes. We've got a good nucleus here. We go. We be a bit harder to win, harder to beat. Yes. And we've got a bit of flair going forward, a nice balance. And you go in the summer, you go, do you know what? If you can get me and we can get those couple out and we can improve the squad that way. It's actually, I wish it was so simple, but
and that's why Levy sucks, bro. That's why Levy sucks because
do you know what I loved?
Simple things right.
No. I didn't know Arne Slot is because of stuff that I know about Slot. But you know one thing I love about him? The way he played in Holland, and like it was mostly gone whole football. At Liverpool, it's like he dropped deep. He changed his tactics. Some games he goes up, and some games he defends. That's what I like.
That's what normal managers do.
Go watch the game, right? Try and get the Sky TV footage after Liverpool beat Man City. I think 2 or 3-0 this season. Man United. So they beat Man United. After the Man United game, they interviewed him, and he said, "The way I normally play with the 8 and the 6, I have to change it because in the Premier League, I'm not going to be able to do that. So the way I moved them in this," and he started explaining the rotation, how he's readjusted his double pivot, and how the way he pushes, he used to play like 2-7-1 at final.
Yeah.
How he's adjusted that so that in the Premier League, they don't get found out. And I'm sitting here listening, and I'm thinking, I'm going to cry that you're not our manager. I'm actually going to fucking cry because my manager says to me, "Here we are, mate. Fuck my life." Like literally fuck my life.
It's just having football knowledge, isn't it? It's just having the knowledge of when you can and can't use tactics.
You've got to change.
I know.
I just want
to me, you have to adapt to every game as such to an extent because you have to suss out like your weak points, weak points, and that.
Dan, it's not like he went on a losing streak and then he said, "You know what, guys, I have to change." He lost 1 game this season and decided to change his tactics completely.
That's what I mean. He knows his football.
Lynn,
why do you think he?
So that Lynn, yes, Slot walked into a stable team. That's got nothing to do with him changing tactics, though. He changed it because it's the Premier League. That's got nothing to do with the players he's inherited.
Conte did it when he came here. Conte changed it after 2 or 3 games when he came in and said, "No, I can't have Chelsea playing like that," and swapped it over. You need a manager that is football aware. And for me, Ange isn't. Why do you think he's... How old is he now? What, 57?
60 something, isn't he? I'll find out.
Let's just say 60 for the sake of it, yeah? Why do you think this man has only just got a big football job? I don't care what anyone tells me. Celtic is not a big football job.
He's 59.
Celtic is not a big football job. I mean, like I've said before, the league is ranked lower than the MLS or whatever it is, the American one. So that says it all. And look at the other places he's been. And then people say he's managed for his country. What? Australia. Great. Well done, mate. I'll give. He has never had a big job in football.
And do you know what the worst part with Australia? When he managed Australia, they were already qualified to the World Cup.
Yeah. I know.
And he did nothing.
Yeah, people think that he done it. He didn't.
Look, I just can't stand this guy. I hate talking about. I hate his foot. It does my head in. I just want a manager to come in that goes, "I like what we've got here. I can find a way for this team to be successful." And when I say successful, I'm not sitting there winning titles, just doing better than 11th in the league, and people sit and say this guy's great. It's mental. But anyway,
just like when a manager just gives accountability to his players. Like Udogie, if Udogie's not playing well for two games, let me bench him. But with him, he doesn't care. he can have a 0 out of 10 next game he's gonna play, and Spence is never gonna get a chance. I don't rate Spence, but he deserves minutes in this team.
Yeah.
What's y'all?
We don't have to like Spence, but when Porro is knackered, right? What's the choice? Play the number 6 who's 18 in the right back, or play the right back that's on the bench that's 23.
I don't get it. It's insane. I just think the whole thing's mental. Like as I said, we don't have to rehash it, but he brings off the 2 players that aren't going to play on the weekend. It just sums it up. It's
brain dead.
He's a con artist, just conning himself into every game. He just makes up he does what he wants, man. It's boring.
But why sell Højbjerg to then buy 18-year-old not to play him in the number 6?
Listen, Dietrich, we're going to go into this again, and listen, I'm going to wrap it up.
What's your prediction, guys, for Spurs Southampton?
Let's do a quick prediction. Let's go around. Mari, what's your prediction if you're still there? Spurs Southampton.
And he's not.
We'll come back enough. I don't blame him.
Steve, what's your prediction? In the chat, what's your prediction?
Ooh, give me a 2-2.
A 2-2.
Shit.
Okay, a draw. Wow.
You guys don't have a great. Past 2 times you went there, it was 3-3 and 1-1.
This manager, I don't care about. He does my head in. And what do I think he's going to do? Look, I think we win it. We can't not. I mean, I predicted we'll be.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, Perchy. What are you talking about? You can't lose this.
I mean, they're awful, aren't they? But then so are we. It's gonna be. I think we're gonna win 3-2 and we'll nick it somehow. I think there'll be goals in this game.
Yeah.
All right, Perchy's gone for a 3-2. Dan, what's your prediction for this game? Spurs away to Southampton. We've won 1 game in 8.
2-1 Southampton. We'll go 1-0.
No way. No way. 2-1 Southampton.
Southampton have won 1 game in the league all season.
Yeah, and it would be the most.
And Ipswich and Palace hadn't won a game.
A good point, actually. I didn't even think of it like that.
They hadn't even won a game, mate. So
good point.
I'm going
to
if I'm a
Southampton game, guys. If I'm a Southampton fan, let's be honest. I'm looking forward to playing you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right, Steve's gone for a 2-2. Perch's gone for a win. Dan's gone for a loss. Dietrich?
I hope Diblin is going to turn into Primaris, so I'm going to say 3-2 Southampton.
Diblin is a good player, by the way. I like
3-2 Southampton.
But that's
but
the biggest game is City Manu.
1 minute. Don't worry about that one.
But that's my second team.
It's your first team, some people say.
Oh, yeah.
For me, that Dibbling, Tyler Dibbling, he's going to absolutely tear us a new one, but they haven't got the finishers. But I think Southampton will get 1 or 2 goals max. But I have to say it, for me, Portsmouth are the worst. Sorry, Southampton are the worst team.
Don't say that. They'll kill you down there if you said that.
Yeah, I was thinking South Coast. Southampton's the worst team I've seen playing up from the back. They are
catastrophic. Can I change my opinion still?
1 second, I'll come back to you. But we're one of the best pressing teams. I think we're going to catch them so many errors and we'll punish them. And I think Spurs will win it 3-1. I think Spurs beat them 3-1. Famous last words, of course. Famous last words.
I want to change my prediction. I think Luke Humphries is going to beat Thibaut Tricol because I'm going to watch the darts over watching Spurs.
Oh, right. The darts. Yeah, go on.
The darts is on at the same time. And I'm going to watch the darts over watching Tottenham. So I think Luke Humphries is going to beat Thibaut Tricol in the first round, second round. Now, Luke will win the whole thing.
Madison will be watching it as well. But by the way, you know, I just realised something. Dan, you guys who predicted a Southampton win, the only way I think you'll be proven right is I think we're going to be knackered, having played weekend just yesterday, and we can't sub anyone. Bentancur can't play. Basuma can't play. He's going to have.
Who plays in midfield actually?
Gray. Finally.
Does Archie Gray
but no, he has to play centre back.
Who goes centre back? I listen, my point is this. I think fatigue, if it kicks in, like
we saw, actually, you got a point.
It could kill us, but are Southampton going to capitalise? I don't know.
Still, can I just say something quickly?
Yeah, of course.
Southampton midfield is better than ours because Fernandes, that guy that used to play Sporting, is good.
Is it?
And Even dribbling, those two will kill on midfield.
Southampton's bottom of the league, Dietrich.
Yeah, come on.
I know.
Doesn't mean they don't have good players here and there.
But they have better midfielders than us in form.
Where was Ipswich when they beat us?
Hang on a minute. Hang on. This is a wild take.
Even Armstrong even scored so many goals against us.
Hang on.
I'm just letting you know.
Hang on. Let's have a look. Wait, because I'm not.
By the way, they only lost 1-0 to Villa, and they competed pretty well.
Sorry, I'm sorry. We've got a better midfield than they do. Sorry,
no, they don't.
Adam Lallana, Joel Aribo, Will Smallbone, Flynn Downs, Leslie Okachuru, Mateus Fernandez. Sorry.
Okay, who's our midfield against Southampton? So it's going to be Pape Sarr.
Bissouma.
No, Bissouma.
Basuma, no Bentoncourt.
Great. So let's say Sarr.
Let's say Sarr, Maddison, Kulu. Right. Let's say Sarr, Maddison, Kulu.
Right.
Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. Bergvall. All right. Bergvall. Okay. So
Sarr,
Maddison. So it's my God. Sarr, Bergvall, Maddison. Then the front three is what? Solanke, Kulu. Kulu's not good on the right though.
Yeah,
but he's going to play on the right.
I think he'll play Kulu on. This is what I think
Johnson,
he'll do.
Maybe Johnson.
He'll go Johnson on the left, Kulu on the right, Solanke in the middle. He'll play Johnson.
Johnson on the left is a disaster, Perchy.
He's a disaster wherever he plays on the pitch.
Yeah.
Maddison, Bergvall, Sarr, and then Porro, Udogie, Gray, Dragashin, Forster. That'll be the lineup. There you go. Clip it out and get it right.
The way I'd do it is I'd put Johnson on the right, Maddison on the left, and Kulusevski as the 10.
Oh, this manager doesn't know how to do things like that.
But can I just quickly? I know you want to add just quickly on the Burgess point. Fernandez is better than Sarr. That we can agree.
Maybe
he is a better player.
One player.
The last couple of games has dropped off.
But I'm not player for playing it. I'm saying there's a reason why Southampton are bottom of the league, right? I know we question our team, but let's not, because by saying that they've got a better midfield than us, then that in theory goes against my argument that actually then Angie's actually doing a good job with what we're doing.
Because the only reason they're the bottom of the league because both of their goalkeepers are injured. Their best goalies.
I think I don't think any player they have should be getting into our team. The only one in form, maybe Tyler Dibbling, I'd have.
Dibbling definitely starts for you.
Apart from Tyler Dibbling, who else gets in?
Fernandez, I'd put him.
Does he?
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
100%.
But I will challenge that. I know we want to finish, and I'll leave it at this. No one was asking for Mateus Fernandez in the summer.
I was.
Okay, maybe you were.
I'll back Dietrich.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to find out on Sunday who's who and what's what. I just want to let everyone know the poll has ended, and these are the results. Who would you pick? Ange, Southgate, or Mason? We had over 350 votes. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot for a live show. And Ange wins it by 1% on 36. Mason on 35.
You have what you get. You don't have what you get, man.
On 29%. There's the votes, guys. It is what it is.
At least there's two worse managers than this manager.
The fact that Southgate even got 29% tells you something, no?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Thank you to a user for quite a few super chats tonight. Big up to you. Big up to Rob Welshspur for your super chat. Scott as well. William Leone, Chris Scorpion. Big up to you, Scott again. And then John Lee at the end. Big up to you guys. Big up to the panel, Perchy, Strasbourg, Steve Dietrich, Danny Hasberg was on, TJ was on, Mari was on, and so was Box Office. Make sure you subscribe to Strasbourg Steve TV, the Hotspur Hood TV, to Hasberg TV, and to Mr. Box Office TV. Perchy, have you got a channel now or not? Not at the moment.
Perchy's back, baby.
Check out Perchy's back, baby TV.
No, it's just Perchy.
Mine is the Strasbourg Steve.
At Perchy YT, if you want to go and check out my stuff.
In fact, Steve, when you next on, bro? When's your next show?
I'm live for Freiburg Wolfsburg tomorrow, and then on the weekend I'll figure it out. But yeah, doing some Bundesliga tomorrow. So
listen, anyone who's watching this channel, and I will probably get quite a lot of views after it as well. If you want to really understand European football, Steve's probably the best person we know who covers it. Honestly, he covers so many random leagues. his knowledge of the leagues are great. So if you're into that, follow Steve. Perchy, what's your channel about? Your new one? Is it football or something?
Yeah, we do a little football rant here and there, but we mainly stick to a bit of Football Manager stuff, bit of chill vibes. Go and check it out, man. Currently on a 2-trophy winning spree. Got sacked by Tottenham and then went and won trophies elsewhere. It's proper Spursy. You leave Tottenham and you win trophies even on virtual games. So we're at the moment at Aston Villa creating a dynasty.
There you go. Go check out Perchy. Dan, when's your next show? Tomorrow, the weekend, Monday?
Well, it was meant to be today, but I ended up having to go to the bloody osteopath. I've got one set up 100% for Sunday before the game. See, the game kicks off at 7, doesn't it?
It's a late kickoff.
Yes.
6 p.m. 6
Yeah,
p.m.
7. A bit of a strange one.
7.
Is it 7 p.m.?
Bit of a strange one.
Yeah,
but on Sunday, and then during the week, I'm going to be having a few at say 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever, and stuff like that. Because I only need to get another. What am I on now? Quickly.
Dan's almost at 4,000 subs, so we're trying to get him to
3,834. So I'm really trying hard to get to 4K.
Mate, you'll get 4,000 before the end of the year. There's no doubt. You will. You will.
I'm chasing down 3.
And you're
the trick is this, right? If Spurs get battered in any games, or if Ange gets sacked, go live every single day, and you'll just get ridiculous views and subs because that's how YouTube works. It follows failure. That's how
I would do a lot more.
AFTV
I would do a lot more
because of the Wenger years. That's what made them big.
Yeah, the other people watching it as well, wouldn't it? But the reason I can't do as much as everyone else is health reasons. If I do it too much, like I was at one point, it damaged me quite badly for a good few weeks.
You get exhausted.
Take the hit. Take the hit. Get to 4,000 and take 2 weeks off.
What a excellent advice, health advice.
Hey man, I learned from Ange. We are back on Sunday night, late night show, 9:30 or 9 p.m. One of the two. Just check it all out on the socials and you can see the time. Guys, thanks for being on. We're going to call it a night.
Thanks for having
Spurs, underwhelming as always. Nothing surprised. Let's see what happens on Sunday. We're not expecting much. Is it worth saying it? I don't know, but come on, you Spurs. And come on, Newcastle, just for Steve.
Right.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.